See, that shit gonna freak them out.
Well, I figured since I made a new intro for the show, I made a new movie time intro also.
Yeah, it's cool.
New year, so I had a little bit of time. Didn't take that long to do. So I like that one the best, actually. That came out the best. You know what I mean? So that's all.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Woohoo!
Friday, we're gonna walk you out to the weekend.
Walk you out.
Yep.
Come on.
We're gonna walk you out to it. We're gonna drink the whole way. And we're gonna talk about it.
You've had too many.
Talk about all kinds of stuff that happened. Saw Fallout.
Yeah, we watched Fallout on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Wednesday
was
watch
real
it
good.
after the show.
We're halfway through the season already.
I know, that was like
believe it.
episode 4.
Yeah, it was only 8 episodes. A month from now it'll be over. And probably have to wait another couple years to get it.
I'm sure, probably. I don't know how long. I mean, I would imagine that has a really long production schedule just because
the writing's so good, though.
Complicated.
The writing's really good.
Yeah. It's a great show. I mean, it's really fucking good. Once this season is over, we're going to go back and watch the whole season, in one go, kind of. Because it's like, I like that they put them out once a week, but, you know, sometimes a week is a long time and a lot goes on. And
you kind of forget.
And I kind of forget. So it's like, it'd be better to just watch it in one long thing like I would normally watch it.
Some of the stuff, you know, goes back fucking 2-3 episodes of them setting something up.
Yeah. So, but that's what we'll do.
Yeah. They're basically in fucking Fallout New Vegas now.
Yeah, that's where the second season started.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Zach says, so good news, best friend let me have his old turntable. That's pretty awesome. When's it from? Like, when are we talking old? I'm super excited. Did I mention I got Dad a copy of Dark Side of the Moon as a late Christmas gift?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like I said, I would like to have a turntable because I have lots of records, but I don't know. I guess I could...
They're probably expensive now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could maybe find one at a thrift store, but I kind of feel like hipsters probably bought them all out of the thrift stores.
You could probably get a new production one, probably not bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's like it was where they were $4,000. Remember, in the 80s, a good stereo, like top of the line, they had people spending $4,000 for shit like that.
They did, yeah.
And it would fucking rock the whole fucking neighborhood. The sound quality was fucking good. That's back when they had dudes listening to prog rock. Yeah. And they were fucking snotty about the way shit sounded. Oh, that didn't sound right. That note was wrong. You know, that speaker didn't quite make... I didn't know if they were fucking really... If they were really honest or if they were just trying to impress other people with their fucking...
I mean, it could be both things.
Listening to sound quality or something.
But I think it's mostly the second thing.
Yeah, because to me it didn't sound like there was a big difference, you know. But fucking to them, they were like, "Oh man, I'm an audiophile," you know. And, you know, but those dudes were all big into fucking musical perfection and shit. And you know, they had bands out there that were fucking serving it up to them. And vinyl really was the superior fucking sound, even to today. It's better than digital. This shit was fucking... It was just very analog, and everything was real resonant. It sounded a lot more real. But only like a real expensive one. And what I noticed when we went over to CDs did have a lot of clarity. There was no popping or fucking record scratching and no hissings, no fucking degradation through like magnetic tape if you were playing reel-to-reel tape or tape, you know. So CD was kind of like overall kind of more consistent. But man, there were some of those out, some bands and some albums that they put out were meant for fucking analog systems, and they never quite really sounded as good digital. Like Sisters of Mercy, First and Last and Always. That CD is okay, it's good. It sounded so much better on record. Even a fucking mediocre record player, it sounded a lot better. And I haven't heard it in a long time, but there were like resonant frequencies happening in between guitars, you know, and fucking between certain instruments would happen, and it wouldn't happen. You get like a hum sound, and that wouldn't happen on the CD versions. I don't know why. I guess it was just It wasn't analog enough.
Yeah, Zach said, yeah, this is actually a good, succinct way of putting it. CDs are cleaner but sound flatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound is compressed, so you lose a lot of information that was there.
Record was better. But like I said, it was imperfections. You could hear popping every now and then if there was a scratch in the record, or if there was...
I don't mind that, though. It has kind of a charm to it.
Or if there was, a little bit of dust in the record, or if your record needle was kind of worn, it would kind of lose some of its quality.
Man, I remember having to buy new record player needles.
Record needles, yeah.
Because they'd get fuzz on them. And...
yeah, they kind of get where it didn't sound that good.
Yeah.
But it got to where you could get a home stereo system with a record player on it and 2 tape decks and a radio for about $80, and it sounded fucking good for that amount of money.
Yeah.
It was enough for one room. It wouldn't, light up the whole house, but it sounded pretty good in your room. And a lot of times we just put those big old headphones on, plug that in.
I remember those.
Yeah, the big old headphones. They had a wire. Big coil. Sometimes it was a straight wire. Sometimes it was a coil
like you
wire.
just wander around the house and listen to it. You just kind of had to lay right by the stereo.
Yeah. Those huge headphones were so much better than earbuds.
I don't like earbuds.
Earbuds are more...
I still don't.
Well...
I mean, they're a lot more convenient. Like if you're
traveling.
If you're traveling and stuff, because you don't want to carry these big bulky fucking headphones around.
But you can never match the bass notes of the fucking
and I
big...
can never... Honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't get fucking earbuds to stay in my goddamn ears.
I got a wireless pair of headphones that are good, but I rarely use them.
Yeah.
They're good. They're a lot better than earbuds.
Yeah, I would rather have that.
I got I got those because I was having problems lifting with earbuds because my fucking during the lift, the fucking things that come out.
They pop out.
Pop out. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like I could never wear earbuds like when I was on my stationary bike or like out walking or whatever. You get sweaty and they just fall out of your ears.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So I never really liked them. Gramther says, in Trenton in the 1980s, if you didn't have a huge stereo system with a tuner, turntable, dual cassette deck, equalizer, 100-watt amp, and 5-foot-tall speakers, you weren't shit. Yeah, my dad had one of those. I could never afford that, but I don't even remember how much he paid for it. He had that in the 80s. It took up like one whole wall. It was bigger than the couch, that's for sure. Took up one whole wall of the house. And then like he had a whole other big thing with all his records in it. I wonder what he did with all those records. I wonder if he still got them. I haven't seen my dad in a long time, so I don't know. Beast Nest said Raycons were the best I had. See, I wasn't sure about that because Raycons, I know what they are because just a lot of the YouTube shows I watch, like Raycon sponsors them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, well, is it just one of those businesses that you just know who they are because they all just get all these sponsorships and they're not really that good? But apparently everybody says they're pretty good, so... Yeah, Zach says with earbuds, I have to get the bigger tips so they stay in and clean them on occasion. Your ears, too, so the fit is tighter. Yeah, it's just, I just never got, I don't know. I guess I really don't have much cause nowadays to have earphones. Because, if I want to listen to something, I'm just in my office, so I can just listen to it in here. It's not like I'm on the bus or something like that. I need headphones. So... Yeah, Bezos says he's picky and Raycons are good. Okay. I believe you.
I've never heard of those.
Yeah, if I've seen a bunch of... I don't remember if Wang had one that was fun. He usually has that Helix mattress sponsor. I think Brandon Tenold might have had a couple with Raycons, and that Irish guy that does horror movies. He does Raycons a lot. Raycons and those tennis shoes. Like those waterproof tennis shoes. I don't know. Klaus says, how's the weather? Here it's snowy as fuck. It is warmish. 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it never gets cold here, really.
And clear. Not every now and then it does, like I said.
Once every 7 or 8 years.
I think last week, there was a day last week where overnight it went below freezing. I think it was 31 degrees or something.
Yeah, but you didn't notice it though. We were in bed.
I didn't really notice it.
Yeah.
We put the heat on for a little bit, but I don't really like the heat on. It makes my mouth dry out.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm
70
suffocating.
degrees is like luxury here. That's like, our home central air conditioning system is set at 71 because it's a pretty big house. That's comfortable. And that's usually much cooler than it is outside.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you go, well, it's 71 outside. Oh, it's nice out.
Yeah, we go to like, ooh, it's like kind of cool out here.
Yeah. It can go down to 40s or 50s, but not for long. A couple days, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't really notice cold weather here.
No, it's very, very rarely like so cold that you walk out and be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might walk outside and be like, nah, I'll get a jacket. But not really. And honestly, if it's cold outside and the air doesn't come on in here and it's kind of cold in the house, I don't put the heat on. I would rather just put on a jacket in the house and socks. Because I don't like the heat on. I don't like the heat on in the car either.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just, it makes me feel like there's something pushing on my face, you know?
Yeah.
And also it dries my mouth out. Yeah, Zach says a lot of rain this morning and possibly a tornado watch tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Indiana. Yeah, I mean, our weather's like that here, but in the summer. We don't have too many storms in the winter time. But sometimes we do, but not that many. But in the summertime, it storms pretty much every day. Mango says it's freezing here in the UK. Yeah, I'm sure it's freezing everywhere.
Yeah, it never really gets cold here.
Not really, unfortunately. Mm. Yeah, you said, what's that Fahrenheit? Yeah, 71 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Which is probably like summer in most places.
Yeah, it's probably summer.
But here it's just kind of like, wow, it's pleasant.
Yeah.
Because
that's our version of winter.
Because here in the summer, it's like 100 degrees.
Yeah, I don't know what that is in Celsius. You can do the math. You tell me. You drop what is 71?
Yeah, what is 71 in Celsius? I used to know the formula, but now I can't remember what it is. Klaus said minus 41 is extremely cold. Well, it is, but it
never gets cold that here.
No, like there are some states like Minnesota and stuff like that where it sometimes gets that cold, and I think parts of Canada, but down here no. I think the coldest I've personally ever seen it get was 28 degrees. I'm sure it's been colder than that, like if you look in the record books or something like that, but that's the coldest that I personally remember it being. Like 28 Fahrenheit. But, you know. American Military said, did you guys hear about that Pennsylvania man who had 100 skulls and bones found in his basement? I did not. What was his name? Do you know?
He must have got it from a cemetery.
Well, did he, or did he kill that many people? I mean, you never know.
More likely, usually when you see some shit like that, he's a grave robber.
You never know.
Or he
got some Ed Gein shit. Did he have like any nipple belts or anything?
Weird shit has happened over time. You have mausoleums shut down, and a cemetery, a funeral home shut down, and leave their bodies are in there.
You only move the headstones.
You know, yeah. they had a funeral parlor. I think it was somewhere. I think Raptors was with us in here. I think it was in Detroit. It went out of business and it stayed there, fucking abandoned for several years. And somebody went in there to kind of loot it, and there were fucking dead bodies in there still, like dozens of them. Because the owner was taking money from people and then not burying some of them because he didn't have the money to dispose of them. Like didn't have the money to cremate them and stuff. It was just some scam that was going on.
I just chucked them somewhere.
Yeah, so you know they legally died, but he was just keeping them in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, a couple of them had been embalmed but not buried. There's all kinds of weird shit like that. And then they cleared them all out, and they thought it got them all. And then evidently they called them back like a couple years later, and they found a bunch of damn dead infants in like shoe boxes that had been stuffed up underneath the fucking over the ceiling tiles.
Yeah, Zach was just talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
It just reminded me of the funeral home in Detroit with the dead babies in the attic.
Yeah. They had all the fucking dead babies and shit up in there.
Not to be gross, but where else are you going to put them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that place had been abandoned for a couple years, and the bodies were still in there. Some of them were like still whole because they had been embalmed.
Can you imagine how fucking freaky that would be?
Yeah.
That's like a horror movie. Even though it's not like a serial killer, know, it's a mausoleum. Those people mostly died of natural causes and shit like that, but still.
Well, it wasn't a mausoleum, really. It was, they weren't supposed to be in there. They were supposed to be cremated.
Well, yeah.
And he wasn't cremating them, and some of them were supposed to be buried, and he wasn't burying them. He was just pocketing the money. Because he was going out of business. He couldn't make his bills.
Right.
So he was just stuffing them up in there. We'll get to it later. Yeah. And he kept backing up on him.
I'll just stuff them all in there, and then maybe later I can afford to like run the oven for a little while. And we can just put them all in there at once. They won't know the difference. It's fucked up. I don't know. Like I always felt like the funeral industry in the U.S., probably everywhere, is kind of a racket, to be honest.
Yeah, I told you, my grandmother, my dad's mom's second husband. He was like a step grandfather. His name was Womack. Fucking what was his name? His first name. We just called him Sea Daddy. He was like one of the motherfuckers he's like Duck Bill from the 50s and shit. Mississippi motherfucker. He was an ex-con fucking shyster. He did honest shit too, but he also did a lot of crooked stuff. And after my real granddad died, fucking she was a single mother with 2 kids, and the ex-convicts moved in. You know what I mean? He was okay, I remembered him, but he did fucked up shit. One of the things that he did is he owned a cemetery. And he owned a cemetery that was for low-income black people. And he would bury them out there, and he would do it on credit. He would give them a line of credit. But a lot of times they start defaulting on their credit. So he'd have to go and collect it. Yeah. Fucking in person. And fucking, he'd be, look, you got to pay for the burial. And they try to weasel their way out of it. And he goes, you're going to have that money. You're going to have $20 here tomorrow. And if it's not here, then the next day after that, I'm going to have that casket sitting right here on your front porch. No. But he eventually did it once.
He did put a casket on somebody's porch?
Yeah, but the thing is, it was a trick. They thought it was the casket with the dead father in it. It was an empty casket he had.
Yeah.
He didn't say had it dirty. Body in it. Yeah, he didn't dig it up. It's too much work. He just took a casket, and it looked real dirty and dingy shit, like it come out of the ground. He was loaded all over it. Yeah, he and his fucking hired hands were fucking bringing it out of the truck, and fucking they came running out. Hold on, wait. Oh no, it's going. Hold on. Wait 1 second, hold on. And then they come back here to get the money, and then put the casket back in the truck and run off.
That's a good racket.
Yeah, he was
fucked up, but it's also kind of funny.
Psychological warfare. They thought that was okay. We're gonna put him back. We're gonna put him back
in the hole.
It's Mississippi, man. Mississippi in the fucking 50s and 60s. They were fucking brutal, but they knew how to mind fuck each other. It was.
See, I would just automatically assume that it's like their lazy ass isn't gonna actually dig up my relative and put them on my porch. Come on. Man.
Yeah. Well, his crew was black. And they would do a lot of that shit too. They would ham it up. We got him now. He's smelling bad. He's smelling bad. Put a cloth over it. Trying to cover it up.
He's leaking.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait, hold on. And then they'd get money and come back and give them, $5-10, and then get back in. Anyway, yeah. Fucking, what was his first name?
I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah, Bill Womack. His name was Bill. Same as my stepdad.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was also your stepdad's name.
And my dad was about 16. Got into a fight with him one time. And he pulled up in a car, and fucking Bill comes out, starts yelling at him. And he goes, I ain't listening to you. You ain't my daddy's, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And he goes, I'll beat the fuck out of you. My dad fucking went over to his car and pulled out his fucking .22. He had it in the fucking glove box and started shooting at him. Pow, pow! And he's chasing Bill around the car, shooting at his mother. Fucking little mama. Fucking, this is some hardcore Mississippi shit. You gotta understand that side of the family, especially. This is back in the day. This is 60s, early 60s. This is the Mississippi burning era. All right? He's chasing Bill around the fucking car. Pow, 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 shooting into the ground. And my grandmother heard that shit. She goes, don't kill him. She comes running out. She tried to get in between them, and she broke up the fight. And the neighbors were all watching. But that was Mississippi. Nobody called the law. Okay, it's settled. All right. Now I went back in. Yeah.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when my granddad died, my dad, he thought he was a man of the house. Trying to protect his mom all the time.
Yeah.
and fucking Bill was kind of like he wasn't physically abusive with her, but he was like bossy. And he was fucking around on her with the neighbor across the street, my grandmother's best friend. My grandmother would go to her and she goes, I know he's fucking thinking with somebody. And she goes, well, we're going to find him. Let's go find him. And she'd fucking run around all town trying to find him and see who it was she was fooling around with. It was her best friend all the time. The whole time.
That's pretty cold-blooded, though, like, to look in your best friend's face and be like, yeah, we're going to go find that.
It was her the whole time.
Hussy.
Yeah.
And then it was her the whole time.
Yeah.
Allaying suspicion.
Yeah.
I would never be able to do that.
And she was married.
Plus, I'm not a great liar.
Yeah, and her friend was married.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, all that was happening.
Keep it classy, Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was kind of upper middle class at that point. They had nice houses and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't, the trailer park. It looked like...
Might as well be.
It looked like something out of fucking Bewitched. You know what I mean? Like houses like fucking, Samantha and shit to live in. Nice Mississippi houses for the time. Because he ended up fucking doing pretty well in businesses. But he was a crook. I guess you kind of had to be a crook a little bit in Mississippi at that time. It was kind of mafia. Everything was who you knew and how you could play an angle. In the local economy. And that's kind of what he did. But my granddad wouldn't have liked him.
Yeah.
My dad didn't like him. My dad hated him.
That seems to be a thing with stepdads.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of my stepdad either.
He didn't have to live with him very long.
Huh?
He didn't have to live with him very long.
Yeah.
A couple years, and he joined the Navy.
Grampter says, funerals and weddings, all the money that gets wasted on both. I mean, true. I get that it's people's money and they can do whatever they want with it. Funerals are for the living people. Obviously, the dead person doesn't care. So if somebody wants to have a big funeral, then fine. Yeah. Also, if somebody wants to have a big wedding, that's fine. But I have noticed that there is a large correlation between, like, the more you spend on the wedding, like, the less long the marriage lasts.
Yeah.
It does seem to be the case. Not always, but it does seem to be. Because I kind of feel like, one, now you're probably in massive debt because you just dropped $60,000 on a fucking wedding. And two, it causes a lot of stress. And also, it kind of puts unrealistic expectations in place, I feel like. Because you just spend, like sometimes you spend like a year like planning for that, right? And then just like it's all this stress and all this shit, and it's just like build up, and then after it's over, you're just kind of like, oh, well, now you have to just like live like a regular person again. Like it's not this big special thing anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why. I feel like most people that stay married a long time just did something really simple.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having a party, but it's just like, I don't understand how people that can spend like $60,000 or more. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Klaus and Tanya here. What's up, guys? I just noticed you guys here.
Yeah.
Klaus is saying, what is this happening in Minneapolis? I don't what's happening in Minneapolis? What's he talking about?
I'm not sure. It's probably that ice bullshit.
The what shit?
That ice bullshit.
What? That woman that got shot.
Yeah, it's probably that. I guess that's what that was. That Minneapolis? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know where that is. Minneapolis.
Camp Guy says, my family's gravesite church is in an old country church out in the middle of the boonies. It's on the National Register of Historical Places. Civil War and Revolutionary graves there. I think their oldest graves are from about 1796. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Klaus also said, my only problem is I didn't buy enough beer. Well,
hey, since the ICE officer murdered. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I saw the videos. There was like a couple different batches of videos that came out. We are in the fuck aroundest of times and the find outest of times. If you fuck around, you will find out. If you fuck around with those cops, they'll kill you. They're not playing around. If you run a car at anybody, depending on the circumstances, that's considered assault with a deadly weapon. And law enforcement agents can kill you if they feel any kind of threat, especially if they're doing like any kind of legal duty that they've been ordered to do. Like if you're hampering anything like that, just because you're protesting doesn't mean you can fuck with the police. Now, some people have been kind of like amped up and brainwashed into believing that, well, because I'm doing the right thing, I can break the laws or protest any way I want to, and nothing will happen to me. You're going to have a big culture clash because cops and soldiers are given fucking set rules of engagement. They have a bunch of legal protections, and they tend to come from legalistic and kind of disciplined backgrounds where things are inflexible. You know, if they do something wrong, they get punished. If somebody does something wrong to them, they punish a person. They are, in effect, judge, jury, and executioner. And that's just the way it is. If you don't have that kind of power, America will fly apart because it's an armed society and nothing's centralized. Everything's kind of... So everything is kind of like held together with spit and tape and mutually assured destruction. You're free here, but you're also free to kill people, and you're free to get killed. So it's the law of the jungle here. And we're in a new era. An era of power. Okay? The only thing that matters is power. And it's always been that way, but they had it kind of veiled behind kind of a Potemkin village of law. But that was always false. It was always just force. And the number one power and the number one force is money. If you have money and you have guns, you have power. The legal system is just another weapon they use against you so money and power can do what it wants to you. And that's just been that way for thousands of years. They'll give a little bit to put on a good show. But in the end, you're not going to get in the way of that money and power. And right now, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. All these fucking politicians and shit, these people with degrees. What's happening right now is China, the United States, and Russia are dividing up the world. That's what they're doing right now. And it's going to be that way from here on out. And it's been that way for thousands of years. The rules-based international legal order was always what America told you it was. It was backed up by the American army. You did what it said. That's it. Now the mask is off. And we're leaving Europe. We gave Europe to the Russians. The United States just has Central America and South America because that's where the money is now. Europe has no money. So we're giving that to the Russians. I told you months ago, we're not your friends. The government is not your friends.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
You go to the bathroom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I said came true. I'm gonna shut that shit. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. All right. But yeah, everything I said came true. Depresses people. Some people don't like it. But actually nothing has changed. It's pretty much always been this way. It's just that it was veiled with niceties and things that they showed you on television. It's always been gangsters. Gramper's just saying Tom is right about this. Yeah. The civilians were kind of given a comfortable fiction, a little fairy tales to believe in. It's really just about force. If you don't have force, you don't have anything. Life is kind of like, especially on the international scene, is BDSM. It's a pimp and a hoe game. You're either a pimp or a hoe. There's only 3 pimps. Okay, that's over with. Yeah. Yeah. Things are just visible. That's all it is. Right. It's always been this way.
Let's not talk about this crap all night, please.
It depresses Jen.
Yeah, it's like, man, I've been working all week. I just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah.
Shit's depressing, man. It's all depressing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just wanted to have fun on Friday night. Because, like I said, I got to work all week.
Yeah. Jen don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You know? All right, so what can we talk about now that's not depressing?
Come on, dude.
Klaus says, let's talk about sex. Okay, we can do that.
I'm going to go to the restroom.
Yeah, something going on. Something going on. Or horror movies, yeah. Did you guys watch, I did my top 20 horror video, in case you guys didn't see it. But I wish I had got to see more movies. I had a huge list, but I just didn't have time, you know what I mean? I didn't get around to it. And, so most of the ones that I saw, like, ended up on the list. Except for a couple that I saw. Like, and I was just like, nah, I didn't really like that one all that much, but... you know, I think one of the ones I mentioned was, like, VHS Halloween or something. And I know a lot of people really liked that one, and that seemed to turn up on a lot of people's lists and stuff, but I didn't really... It was okay, but I didn't like it as much as some of the other VHS movies. Like I said, I'm not a huge found footage person. And, like, one of the segments was good. I liked the one with the home haunt, but the rest of them were just kind of like, you know. And then Victor says, let's talk about gay boys from the 90s. I mean, well, which ones in particular, like, did you want to talk about? I can't think of any offhand, but you know what I mean? I'm not drunk. I've just been I'm just, like, distracted, you know what I mean? So, so there's that. But yeah, I ended up being, really boring in case you didn't watch the video, because it ended up being like an hour or something long. I think I probably picked the same movie as most people picked, which was Bring Her Back. That was my favorite from this year. But, you know, there was a lot of good ones. But like I said, there was a lot that I saw. I was on this Reddit thread that people were suggesting ones. It's like, you know, what was a really good horror movie this year that, like, is really great, but a lot of people weren't talking about it. So I went in there and wrote down, like, a huge list of stuff that sounded really good. And I got to some of them, but not all, you know what I mean? Tiny says VHS is a great series. I agree. I liked the first one, and I liked VHS 84. And the other ones were pretty good. I didn't like VHS Viral. Isn't there a VHS Beyond? Because I haven't seen that one. I think on my channel I did like a big, like mega review of all of them. CB says, I got Sleepaway Camp on Blu-ray and it's region 1, so I can't watch it. Yeah, you probably need to get a fucking region-free play. I can't believe in this day and age that everything is still region. I know why. It's just, that's like such a pain. Victor says Together was great. Yeah, I loved that. Weapons was pretty good too. Yeah, that was like my second or third favorite. Together was definitely in my top 10. And Good Boy was in there. And Sinners was in there. And Companion was in there. We saw that like close to the beginning of last year, but I really liked that a lot. Oh yeah, there's a new Hell House LLC out. I haven't been keeping up with that series. I really liked the first one, but I didn't like feel the need to. Like I said, I'm not a found footage person. Unless somebody tells me this found footage movie is amazing, or unless it's like a mockumentary type style, I like those. But if it's just like the shaky cam found footage kind of stuff, I tend not to like those unless somebody tells me it was like really worth watching. Yeah, you got to get a multi-region. There's got to be some way to work around that nowadays, I would think. Like that, you know what I mean? That, because we used to have the same problem with VHS, as a matter of fact. But you could transfer. You could, we had a place, it was like a photography place. Because sometimes when I would go to the UK in the 90s, they had movies over there that we couldn't get over here. So I would buy them on VHS, and then we would bring them back here, and you could take them. There was this photography place that would transfer them to NTSC from PAL. So I'm assuming there's got to be some way to do it for Blu-rays too. You know, I would think. Oh my God, what are you doing?
What the fuck?
Why is everybody making noise?
Leave it alone.
I keep forgetting to put the fucking Christmas paper.
All she does is run around making noise everywhere.
You know? Yeah, it's like, why are you so noisy, Pokey? Bambi isn't noisy. Well, Bambi is noisy. She's just like, she runs up and down the hall.
She sees us talking, so she wants to do something. She's trying to be on the show. You trying to be on the show?
You can be on the show if you want. All you got to do is ask. Look at her silly little ass. She's like, oh, okay, I'll accept this. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So Mango says you find the model, unless you're bullshitting, find the model number, look it up on the internet, see if there's a hack. Usually involves entering a code on the remote. Really? That's all you got to do? Shit, man. That's much easier.
Hey, what did we say?
She's like, I don't care what you said.
She's looking back at me like, what?
I don't care what you said.
Now she's going to come over.
Yeah. She wants attention.
You're
oh,
getting
yeah.
fatter, too.
She is not.
Yeah, I think she is getting fatter.
She's not
Every time I see her, you get rounder and rounder.
She's just round.
Her legs look shorter, shorter, and shorter. You're starting to look like a sheep. She does. You know, you're starting to look like a sheep. Yeah.
To me, she looks like a baby bear.
Yeah.
Well, she looks like a baby bear because she's a Manx, so she just has that little bitty tail, like a little baby bear tail that she kind of wags, and she's kind of short and round, like she's got little short legs and a little round head, you know. Now, see, Victor says I love found footage. A lot of people do. I like it when it's done well, you know. But like I said, if I'm gonna like a found footage movie, it's gonna be more one that's like a mockumentary. You know, like Lake Mungo or The Bay or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, those are great. But, yeah, CB says we can't see Pookie because... She's always...
And I made noise with it, and then she wants to run away. See, I can outdo her.
You messed it up.
He was like, ah! It was a plastic bag filled with ribbons.
Yeah, like
bows.
From Christmas.
Christmas bows. And she was tearing through because it's shiny. So.
It's shiny and it makes noise. She
yeah,
likes that paper noise.
She ran from it like I set off a bomb.
She is the silliest cat. Those little kitties are so silly. Oh yeah, Tanya said I hated VHS Viral. It was so bad. Yeah, I really, really did not like VHS Viral at all. The rest of them were good, but that one was just... Ugh. It was just so fucking try hard. I really hate the try hard shit. Yeah, Victor said, oh yeah, Companion was fun. Yeah, I loved Companion. That was a fun ass.
So now she wants to come back. Now you're trying to come back, huh? Now she's running. She's trying to get me to leave.
She's like, come on.
She's like, come on, let's get out of here.
We gotta go play with string, or you have to give me a meat stick or something.
I've been playing with string all fucking day.
Well, she just wants attention 24/7, pretty much.
I can't get rid of her. We'll got one time. This I think it was yesterday or the day before. She was middle of the night. She's walking up my leg.
Yeah.
And then she fucking makes a beeline right towards Jen, and I look at Jen, and she jumps up on Jen's chest and whoosh, slides right into position, right in between her boobs.
Yeah, she's like...
Right in between her boobs. Got a boob on either side. And I was like, good idea. That's a good idea. And then she sits there like that, and she looks at me. I've arrived.
Yeah, here I am sitting on my
Yeah, just ridiculous. She did that shit at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and if she sees me get up, like, to go to the bathroom, and then the second I get back in bed, she's like, woohoo!
Yeah, you're up.
You're awake. Here I come. Mm-hmm. So she just comes and sits on my chest. Yeah. Or sometimes she'll sit on my chest like this, like with her little face. She's not like right in my face, but she's kind of just like sitting on my chest. And then every now and then she'll get up and turn around and then sit that way so her butt is in my face. So I'm like, well, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Yeah, CB said Tom is Pookie's bitch at night.
Yeah.
Tom is Pookie's bitch pretty much all the time. She just wants to play. She is in Daddy's face all the time. Every time I go in there, he's like on the tablet with one hand and like throwing the string with this hand, and she's rolling around, grabbing the string and shit like that, like all day. And then at night, she'll come up onto bed and like try to push on his tablet, because sometimes he'll put the tablet on the floor like he's listening to it while he's sleeping, and she'll like touch it and turn it off or like sit on it. She's crazy. Klaus says my cat has really bad breath. They all do, I think, because they eat stinky ass food. That's why. Mango says, I'm trying to track down Incident at Loch Ness by Werner Herzog. That's a found footage movie meant to be very good. Ooh, I've never seen that. I've heard of it, but I never heard of it. I've never seen it, rather. I actually haven't seen a lot of Werner Herzog stuff. Too much to my detriment. Victor says, Cloverfield is one of my all-time favorites. Now, see, that is a good found footage movie. I thought they did a good job with that. Probably because the ARG marketing was amazing. Me and my friends were all into it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're going to do a found footage, you might as well go full Blair Witch with it and, like, pretend like it's real. And then you could have all this other media, like websites and shit like that, where, I mean, that's cool. Like, I like that they take all that time to do that. I didn't even get into all the stuff around Cloverfield. Like, it's a great movie, though. But, you know, like I said, it's kind of, I don't even know what my favorite subgenre of horror is. Probably just like haunted house type movies. I like creepy haunted house or ghost movies. You know? Like supernatural or psychological horror, like, or just like weird kind of psychological horror. Like, I like slashers, I like you know, demonic shit and everything like that. Depending on what it is, but those are usually like farther down the list, I guess. I like shit that's like unusual in a way. I don't really like formulaic kind of stuff. Klaus says Tanya's downstairs. Get me a beer. Then he says cats are awesome. They are. CB said its teeth might need to be seen by the vet. Bad breath in cats is a sign of rotting teeth. I thought it was just a sign of them just like eating gross fishy food all the time.
No, I've never seen a cat the breath didn't smell like fish.
Yeah, it's just
they all smell like fish.
Yeah, it's just they just have fishy breath.
Yeah, there's just a lot of bacteria in their mouth, and the cat food, I guess, that they're eating is kind of fish-based, probably in the United States, and they probably would smell like fish anyway, just probably the way their saliva smells. They're damn poisonous. People don't realize that cat bites are poisonous. One put me in the hospital.
Yeah, Beijing did.
Yep. Yeah, little skinny teeth like hypodermic needles, and they go in. It bites you, and it closes right up, leaving the bacteria in there. You can't wash it. And next thing you know, I was hand swelling up, fucking infection going up my arm. They're poisonous.
I got pictures of it somewhere.
Yep.
And all it was... And
they consistently do that. That's not... People don't realize it, but because it's not common for a cat to bite. Not down to the bone. I got bit down to the bone. And when it does that, you're gonna have a bad infection.
Yeah, you better go to the
You might as well just go to the hospital.
Get some antibiotics.
It's just like getting bit by a rattlesnake.
Yeah, and what ended up happening, and this was at the old house in Sanford, was that Beijing, she had been playing with one of those string on a stick toys, and somehow, I don't remember how it happened, but she got her leg or something like tangled up in the string.
Tangled up in the string,
and she couldn't get it off.
Yeah.
And so Tom was trying to get it off. And
she
was fighting, and then like she ran under the bed, and he tried to go get her out, you know, because it's like he wanted to get the string off, and she panicked and she bit him.
Bit me, yeah. Reached
like on the hand
to pull her out, to free her, and she bit me, bow, down to the bone.
Yeah, and at first he was just kind of like, oh shit, like, and tried to put stuff on it, but then like the next day or a day,
2 days later, my fucking
2 days later, you're like, yeah, we probably need to go.
Fucking
and I think we went to the walk-in clinic first, and they're like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital.
You gotta go to the hospital. They were going to, and they came in there, those doctors came in there like fucking vultures, because they knew I had that VA. They were trying to get to that VA, and I had like 6 of them in there, all trying to do fucking surgery on me. They wanted to take my hand apart and clear out all these infections, and I was like, hell no. Just give me the fucking antibiotics. I shut all that shit down. They were going to take my whole fucking hand and arm apart. Don't trust doctors, man.
Want to see what was in
Especially when they know somebody will just pay all the bills. I got full medical from federal payment. They'll just pay everything. And when those doctors see that was back when you didn't have to go to a VA clinic. They would just write. The VA would just write a check to whatever hospital you showed up to, which they stopped that. VA clinics want their fucking cut now. The whole thing's a racket. It makes me mad. People believe in this shit. It's a racket. And had I let him do that, my hand would have never been the same.
Well, no.
I'd be all scarred up. It'd be weak. I never would have looked like I look now. Wouldn't have been able to work out. So, no. I went, no, I just need those antibiotics, man. It'll be all right. And then the head doctor came in as an Indian guy. And he says, they want to take all... And they said, don't do that. He goes, yeah, we'll just keep you on antibiotics. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually what...
All the other doctors that worked for him were the ones that were trying to fucking climb all over me.
He's like, sorry.
Tear me apart. And I told the plan, they want to take me apart because it's free bill. Like I'm VA. And they went, okay, yeah, no, you're all right.
I mean, you were in there for 5 days, though.
Yeah, doped up on morphine and shit.
Because I remember going after work and, like, sitting in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Or the hotel room, the hospital room. Hanging out with you. I got pictures of him in the bed and everything.
Yeah.
Looking all forlorn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't. It's funny.
It went by real fast though.
It's funny now, but it's like it wasn't funny at the time.
It went by real fast.
Because I kept saying, like, I kept going, because they kept saying, well, maybe you can go home tomorrow, and then like I'd come after work, like, and be like, oh, you say you can go home today? No, we're gonna keep him one more night. I'm like, man, fuck you.
Yeah. I woke up and fucking and that shit started to wear off, and I was like, what's that fucking smell? I was like, oh shit, that's me, man. And I realized I hadn't like showered in 5 fucking days.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Fucking beard had grown and everything. And I said, get me out of here, man. I'm going to take a shower. The nurse was like, hold on, your IV thing. I said, it's all right, man. Bring it.
Fuck that IV.
Take a shower. And you said, you can do it on your own. Yeah, I can do it. And then took a shower and then got back in bed. I said, I need to shave. You now don't worry about it. And then she fucking doped me back up again.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Been there about 5 days.
I think it was 5 days.
4 or 5 days. And I think I did that in day 4 when I got up.
Because they kept saying that they were gonna let you out, and then like when I went back, they were like, no, we're gonna keep him one more day. We're not sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he had to have all these antibiotics. He was pretty fucked up. Like his arm looked pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Looked like a sausage.
Yeah, it looked really
red.
bad. A similar thing happened. Well, when we weren't kids, but when me and my brother were like teenagers or 20s, he got bit in the knee by a brown recluse spider, like while he was out hiking or something. And he didn't go to the hospital at first either because, no insurance. So you're just like, well, it'll go away on its own, I hope, because I don't have $1 bajillion to pay. So he waited a couple days, but then like you could see the blood poisoning. Like you could see like this red, very distinct red line like going up from his knee, like up his leg and stuff like that. And we're like, that's probably bad. I think probably you should go to the hospital. So yeah, he had to go to the hospital, and like he had to have a cane for a little while and shit like that. And they told him it's like, yeah, if that little red line had gone all the way up to like your heart, you'd be dead. So it's probably a good thing that you came in. So, and that was just from a little fucking spider. Yeah, Victor said, they probably thought you had osteo and they were going to do an IND. Yeah, he's a nurse. I know of a patient that had osteo in his foot and it needed to be amputated, but he refused and went into hospice instead. Yeah. Shit, man.
They killed him. There was nothing wrong.
It was just it was a cat bite. It was a cat bite. That can.
Yeah. They just wanted to cut it all apart and get in there and look at it and make a bunch of money and put it back together. It was getting better as soon as they started hitting it with antibiotics. I could tell it was getting better.
Yeah. But it's just, that's fucking crazy that happened. And it was just, Beijing didn't mean to bite him. She just panicked because she didn't know he was trying to get the string off her leg, and it was all tangled.
Wrapped around her back foot.
It was all wrapped around it.
Yeah, wrapped around her back foot, and I grabbed her back foot, and she bit me. Pow!
They do not like their feet touched. Pookie also does not like her feet touched. And Tom will fuck with her sometimes, too. It's like, she'll be at the end of the bed, and he'll be like, take his foot, like with the sock, and like push on her foot. And she turns around, and she gives him this look.
Yeah, like, don't you touch my feet. You know,
I'm gonna, and she'll give you the warning look.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing it, then she'll turn around and go, ah.
Yeah.
Like on your
It's part of her game, though.
Yeah, she doesn't bite. She's never bitten hard. She knows better than to do that. Yeah. We've never got bit by either of them. Like, and Pookie actually likes to wrestle. You know.
Yeah.
So she's pretty good at like not actually biting. You know what I mean? She's kind of gums, yeah. But yeah. Camp Guy said my scoutmaster was from Florida. He said he was camping one time and there were about 5 or 6 coral snakes under their tent for warmth. Yeah, they'll do that. Because reptiles obviously are cold-blooded. So if it's not that warm outside and there's a little warm spot, yeah, there's going to be snakes under there. That's why when you're camping, they always say, well, don't reach into any bushes. Actually, you don't even have to be camping. We learned that in school that, like, even if you're out in your yard or something like that, it's like, don't just, like, reach in a bush or something like that. Because you'll get bit by a snake. Or, I mean, you might. We have 4 different poisonous snakes and venomous, rather. Sorry, venomous. Venomous snakes in Florida, right? Coral snake, cottonmouth, eastern diamondback, and what's the other one? Water moccasin. Yeah. But
cottonmouths and water moccasins, I don't think are deadly. I've never heard of anybody dying of one.
I don't think anybody's died of those, but they're still they're venomous, though.
They'll fuck you up, though. Probably lose a limb.
Yeah, you could lose a limb, I believe.
Yeah.
And most of it, this is predicated upon you not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, most hospitals, like, have antivenin, like, if you know what kind of snake it was and you go there, they'll fix it. You know what I mean? But if you don't...
that's the modern era, though.
Yeah.
In the South, before all that, in the 1800s, dudes got bit. And they did stuff, but it was of tantamount to nothing.
Yeah.
And they tended to live, but they were badly scarred.
Yeah.
And I think you could probably look back in history. They probably did have to amputate sometimes because I think there'd be infections and shit from it. Because it eats you up like acid.
Yeah.
It's a nasty looking wound.
Yeah, so even if it doesn't kill you, like it'll...
And if it got you in the wrong spot, like say in a hand, those little bones and shit would fucking lose blood flow. They'd fall off. You'd have to start cutting that shit off.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people get bit, is hands.
Well, yeah, because like I said, you're reaching into things without looking. And the snake doesn't now. All it sees is like it's this big thing that's a threat. Most of the time, snakes are not aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just that there's so many of them around, and like people are, like I said, are out in their yard, and it's like you stumble across one, and it just sees you as a threat. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna bite you. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. We were out camping, and my dad got bitten by a fucking diamondback rattlesnake, but it didn't get him good. They were trying to catch it.
Yeah.
He and some of his friends.
That's another thing.
And it came out. Yeah, they're trying to catch it.
That's how most people
get big.
And it was
big. It was really big.
They get big.
Yeah.
Those diamondback rattlers do.
And fucking it came out. I was standing right there. And it fucking struck like that. And he pulled his hand back. I can't remember. I think he had a shovel. Like an army e-tool in the other hand. And he went, ow, like that. And he said, did it get you? And he went, it just cut me. It didn't go in. And the fangs cut him on the bottom.
Yeah.
And he goes, damn, that stings. Because there was some venom in there, but it didn't really go in. And he said it was about like a bee sting. Like a razor blade cut with a bee sting involved in it. He was out of the fight, though, after that. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Fuck that. Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a big dead one like on the side of the road one time. And I used to see coral snakes every now and then at my grandma's house. But my grandma used to kill snakes, but most of the ones she killed were not venomous.
Yeah.
They were usually just rat snakes.
Old people just killed any snake they saw.
Yeah, she was just like, bah, and I was like, those are actually really good for the environment.
I was out cleaning stalls one day here in Florida. This is just up the street. Back, well, I guess that was over 12 years ago now, huh? Almost 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
15 years. And I was sifting through all the fucking sawdust in there and fucking pulled out a fucking coral snake.
Whoops.
It's like, whoa, there he is. but they're not big. They're probably about that big.
Yeah,
they're not big enough to bite you.
Was pretty small.
I just let him go.
Unless they bit you on your toe.
Yeah,
or something.
it looked like a little garden snake, really, but and the color patterns, you can tell if it's a king snake or a coral snake.
Yeah, because a king snake looks almost the same with the same color banding because it evolved to look like the coral snake, so everyone would think, all predators would think it was.
If the red stripe and the black stripe touch, it's a king snake. If the red stripe and the yellow stripe touch each other, that's a...
Yeah, there's a rhyme.
Yeah, red and black, a friend of Jack.
Yeah, something like that.
Fucking red and yellow killed a fellow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we all learn that in school. Yeah. Like they teach all about...
The thing is, that coral snakes, I don't think anybody's been killed by one. Because their heads are so small.
That they can't really get
They can't get any fangs
around you. It's kind of different. Like a rattlesnake can get pretty big. So, and they have that big...
And it's not a pit viper.
Yeah.
So it's not something that strikes at rats or mice to eat them. They're venomous, but they eat like worms and shit like that, insects. They eat little stuff. So I think their venom is kind of vestigial.
Yeah, they kind of gum you.
Yeah, and evidently the fangs are kind of far back in the head.
Yeah. So
they have to fucking get it in their mouth before they can inject it.
Victor just said that coral snakes have to chew to break the skin. Yeah, like I said, they gotta kind of.
The fucking pit viper, man, like a
it's just goes
like
chunk.
A cottonmouth or moccasin or a rattler. When it opens its mouth, man, the fucking fangs unfold and come straight out like two fucking hypodermic needles, Pow! And it can reach out and get you. And that's how it got my dad. It struck. But
they can go far. They can go far. They can go far, like
4 feet sometimes.
Like just like that. It's like it's crazy. Bam. They don't even have arms or legs or nothing, but they
just coil up.
They just kind of go.
Yeah, you can see it coming though. He pulled his hand back.
Well, they make that noise first. That's why they call them a rattlesnake, because they have those little rattles.
Yeah, they're warning the whole time.
So they go.
And another thing is that when they're fighting or defending themselves, a lot of times they don't inject very much venom. Usually just a little, or maybe sometimes none at all, because they know the difference between something that they can eat and something that they can't eat.
Yeah, they don't want to waste it.
and to make venom comes at a very high caloric cost, so they make it slowly, so they have to save it up, and they don't want to waste it in a fight because then they'll go hungry. So they don't really inject at all, and so they give warnings. Hey, I'll bite you, and then they'll usually give a fucking couple warning strikes, and then they'll strike.
Yeah, they'll strike at you like
go, hey, I can get you, I can get you, and then they bam, and then they'll get you. But a lot of times
if you don't go away,
sometimes it's a dry strike. Where they'll just put the fucking fangs in, but then they pull out and they don't inject any venom. But there's going to be enough in there, little drops of it. Fucking, it'll hurt you bad, It fuck you up, sting. Now, it's not like some of these fucking African and Australian snakes, you know what I mean? Just a couple drops will kill you. The rattlesnakes, not venom, isn't like that. Rattlesnakes and venom is kind of like, if you look at the wound, it's kind of like they've injected fucking acid into you. It just eats you up. You go, that's a snake bite? You go, yeah. It looks like you injected hydrochloric acid into somebody.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Fucking bad.
Well, I used to go in DeLand. It might still be there, actually. I'm not sure. But there used to be like a snake... It wasn't a snake farm, but it was like a reptile center. And they raised reptiles. They made anti-venom. It was cool. You could go there and like look at the snakes, and they had other animals and stuff like that, like a little mini zoo. And they did a show where like they had a guy who was like a snake expert, and he had a bunch of snakes, and he would show them and tell people about them and shit like that. And after the show, I was looking at his hand, because I was looking at his hand during the show, and I was like, man, that dude's hand looks fucked up. Like it was all. You know what I mean? It was like all fucking scarred, and I was like, bro, how many times have you been bitten, and by what have you been bitten? And he's like, oh, I've been bit by all of the snakes in here. Like, he'd been bit by cobras and shit like that, too. But yeah, so his one hand was all fucked up. But he handled snakes all the time. So yeah, but that just goes to show, and he had anti-venom and everything, so that just goes to show, like, it was just the one big mass of scar tissue.
Yeah, your cousin that got bitten in the hand by the rattlesnake, that's because that was a dry bite. They do that a lot. Like I said, they don't always inject. And my understanding from people that have owned them and handled them, and that you usually have to fuck with them pretty bad for them to inject a good amount of that. I mean, I've walked right over one underneath the damn board when I was a kid, and all it did was rattle. It didn't attack. It was a flat board, maybe about a half-inch thick and big, like something you'd make a sign out of. It was out in California when I was a kid. And I was walking over it and saw a snake. As I was walking over, I saw a snake, the back end of a snake going in there underneath it, as I was walking on it. Because I guess it saw me coming and tried to go underneath it, but I walked over the top of it. And as it was going in, it rattled.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. And whoa, I jumped off.
I'll bite you if you don't go away.
Yeah, and it stayed underneath there. It didn't come back out. I ran.
Well, like I said, you have to think that the snake is not... I mean, he's little, compared to you. You're big.
Yeah.
So he just thinks that you're this big ape that's going to eat him or fuck him up.
That was a pretty big one, though. He's probably about 4 feet long, maybe.
Yeah, like I said, some of them do get big. Yeah. Although I think the ones in California are a slightly different species, are they not? Because the ones here, that's Eastern Diamondback, but I think they have a different one out in the desert. I don't think they're that different.
I didn't see it very clear enough. I just saw the rattler and heard it. And it's loud.
Yeah, it is very loud. I was amazed the first time I heard a rattlesnake rattling. I thought it was just going to be some little bullshit, but no, it's loud. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, Tanya says pythons are not venomous. They can bite, but they let go very fast from realizing it's not food. Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know about Europe, but a lot of people here have pythons as pets. They're actually quite sweet. I had a friend that I used to work with a long time ago, and she had a ball python. It wasn't real big, and she brought him to work one day for some reason. Oh, I think it's because she had taken him to the vet or something, and then she came back to work and she's like, "Hey, can you watch my?" I guess she had to go do something, and I got to watch him for a little while, and he was a sweet little guy. He just kind of curled up in my lap and was like, "Hey, you know what I mean?" He was pretty chill. He was pretty chill. But yeah, they will bite you, but they're not. Pythons are constrictors, obviously. They squish their food. They squish all the breath out of it. They squish your lungs, your ribs. You can't breathe anymore until you suffocate, and then they eat you. But man, I've seen some of those fucking pythons in other parts of the world that are just fucking huge. They could swallow a whole goddamn... They could just swallow a whole fucking person, probably. Well, I think they have swallowed kids and stuff, haven't they? Haven't they had pythons that swallowed a kid? I don't know if they've ever swallowed a grown-ass adult. But some of them absolutely get big enough to swallow a kid. For sure. Because, there's some... Because I've seen some, photos, from airplanes and helicopters and stuff, that it's look at this fucking python they caught, but I don't know, some of those might be fake. Because some of them look crazy, crazy big. But they do get really big. Zach says, capybaras are chill as fuck. Imagine one as a pet. They'd be fun as fuck to hang out with, probably. They did always look they always look kind of serious and a little studious. I don't know what it is about them that makes me say that. Tom knows about capybaras.
About what?
Capybaras.
Oh, capybara.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys call it capybara, but capybara. But in Brazil, we call it capivara.
Yeah.
With a V.
Same kind of thing.
And they're little friendly things, like a big hamster the size of a dog. And
they're rodents, are they not?
Yeah, they're very friendly. They're people in the country have them as pets.
Yeah, that's what Zach was saying. He's
very
imagine having one as a pet. So I guess people do. I guess people do have them as pets. We don't really have them here, so other than in zoos. I've seen them in zoos and stuff. But, Zach says, all I know is be mindful of West Coast seagulls because they won't just steal your kid's french fries. They'll steal your whole kid. I mean, maybe. Holy crap. I still remember one time I was at the beach with my family when I was a kid, and we had KFC. We had brought a bucket of KFC, which we did a lot because my uncle used to manage one, so he'd give us free food. And so we'd take it to the beach, and wow, we had all the seagulls. We couldn't get rid of them. We had to go eat in the car. Like we were sitting down on the blanket trying to eat the chicken. And the seagulls were just... They're very aggressive. But yeah. Now, I don't know about kids, but eagles and bigger hawks will take cats and small dogs, as will larger owls. I have seen that happen. Yeah, American Military said capybaras are the largest rodent in the world. Yeah, that's what I thought. Very docile and friendly creatures. They, like I said, they seem like super cute. What do they eat? Tom probably knows. Because they're South America. He grew up there. Tani said, I had a big ball python. He was 1.35 meters. I'm not entirely sure. We don't have to do the metric system. I don't know how big that is. At like a year old. Some are picky eaters, but he wasn't. Did he eat? Because here, if you have a python, I think most people I've known that owned pythons, they just go to the pet store, especially like a larger pet store that has like a reptile section, and you can buy like frozen mice, like just little hairless mice, and you can just feed them that. I used to have a tokay gecko. Wow, what an asshole that lizard was. He was awful cute, though. He was, like, really, really pretty. He's about this big. And he was bright blue, and he had bright orange spots and big, huge eyes. And they don't have eyelids, so they have to lick their eyes all the time. So his little tongue was coming out and, like, licking his eyes all the time. And they have those little things on their fingers they can stick to glass and whatnot. And he ate... crickets was his favorite, so they had to be alive because he wanted to. If it was dead, he didn't see it. You know what I mean? It's got to be moving around, so you had to go buy live crickets, or mealworms, or cockroaches if I could get them. If you could catch a cockroach and put one in there, he was all about that. But he really liked crickets because they were fast, so they were like fun for him. They were fun to like. For him to like run around and get. What do capybaras eat?
They're vegetarian.
Well, I figured
like
that.
Grasses and shit like that, dig shit up, not pantanal. They're kind of like a.
Can we get one?
I'm not sure if you can find one.
I'm just kidding.
Here in the U.S.
Probably.
They're kind of like a Nutra.
Yeah.
You know, we call them a Nutra, which that's another Central American thing. It's kind of like a capybara.
But didn't it kind of take over like New Orleans?
Yeah, well, not New Orleans, but Louisiana in the bayou. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can eat them. They call them Nutra rat, but it is not a rat.
It's not a rat technically, no.
It's like a small capybara.
I remember that episode. It was Gordon Ramsay. It's the one where he goes, I don't remember what it's called, but the one where he goes like all different places in the world.
Yeah.
And tries to do a cook-off with like some famous chef there. And he was in Louisiana and he went on an airboat.
Yeah.
And they were out hunting them.
Yeah.
And then they made a stew out of it and he ate it.
Yeah.
That bitch will eat anything. I'll give him that.
Well, Cajuns will eat anything.
Well, I mean, like I said, fair play to Gordon.
Yeah.
Even when they gave him, like, mountain oysters and stuff like that, like, he knew what it was. It wasn't this kind of thing where it's like, we're just going to pretend it's oyster. It's really not. It's testicles, in case you didn't know. But, so he knew what it was, and he's just like, he's a trooper. He ate them. He's like, oh, these are really not good.
They declared them an invasive species, so they kind of put a bounty on them to try to wipe them out. Because they were changing the environment. But the problem is that all species are fucking invasive. No species stays in one spot. It moves to where the food is.
Well, yeah, just like people.
So there's kind of this white man's concept that you're gonna hold the world.
Everyone
still.
has to stay in their lane.
Yeah, like oh my god, this isn't native and this is native and nothing is native to anywhere.
I mean, not really. When you go back far
has
enough,
been moving around for
don't
hundreds of thousands of years. Everything has been moving. And most species don't last but about 10,000 years before it evolves into something else or goes extinct. You know, so this is just a ridiculous thing that the white man made up. The idea of invasive species.
We make up all kinds
and native. Everything has always moved, including all the people.
Yeah.
Land doesn't belong to anybody.
Well, yeah, that's why...
It belongs to whoever conquers it. Everything's right of conquest.
I just think that's kind of a pointless concept because people have been moving around forever.
Yeah.
And animals are moving around forever. Mm-hmm. And we are also animals, so you know what I mean? It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
The environment's constantly changing, and the animals move with it.
Well, it's just dumb to think that you can... I can see trying to mitigate certain things. Like, yes, if Kudzu comes in, for an example, that everybody knows about, and just kind of, like, takes over everything and kills everything else, then, yeah, you can obviously take some steps to mitigate that.
Well, it's because everything has a right to fight for survival. Kudzu has a right to fight for survival, but humans have a right to survive
to cut that shit back
against the Kudzu
and make soup out of
it. Nature will decide. Kudzu kind of got knocked back. I haven't seen Kudzu the way it was. If you guys know what we're talking about, here in the South, we were doing business. I think it was in the 60s or 70s with Japan, and they had this fucking ivy called kudzu.
Yeah. It's like an ivy plant.
It's like an ivy plant. And it got into the South, man, which was like a perfect fucking environment for it. And it just took over.
Holy crap.
It would just grow over everything. It would grow over houses, abandoned houses.
It would grow over a tree and strangle the trees out. It would grow
over whole forests and kill forests. It was just an evil, invasive fucking...
It was like an alien organism.
It's like an alien organism. And the South spent fucking 20 or 30 years fighting kudzu. I remember it as a kid. It was fucking amazing. It would cover an entire chain link fence, grow over the fence, go out into a field, and just eat up everything.
Yeah.
And it would just choke everything out because it would just cut off all sunlight.
Yep.
And you'd hear fucking crickets and fucking grasshoppers and shit in there fucking singing, and they loved it. But it just destroyed all forests. It destroyed
all
everything.
The other plants. Yeah, it just choked all the other plants out.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't see it like it used to. But there's a lot of shit you don't see like you used to. When I was a kid, I'd come down to Mississippi, and every street light or every porch lamp had a swarm of flying fucking insects around it.
Well, yeah, everybody used to have those bug zappers.
It was like it was like the Amazon basin. Just swarms of fucking shit. What were they? Some of them were even cockroaches flying around it.
Yeah, locust type shit.
Fucking
moths.
Fucking cicadas. And if you ever see what a cicada is, it's this giant flying monster beetle that screams.
And holy crap! Sometimes you get
screams at you.
Sometimes it'll be flying and it'll hit you, and it's like getting hit with a rock.
Yeah, it hits you on purpose in the head. Yeah. And be sitting on the side of the house underneath the porch lamp and go boom and hit you right in the head. And like, whoa!
And they're big.
And it would be screaming when it did it. They could talk.
Yeah, they make that noise.
Like that.
Yeah, they make that noise.
Fucking insane. And then every fucking southern porch had a fucking bug zapper. Had a blue light with a fucking ring of damn electrical.
Yeah.
Fucking and you bap bap bap, constant sparking and fucking dead bugs falling. And underneath there'd be like 5 fucking toads.
Yeah.
5 toads eating all the zapped bugs.
Being like, ooh.
Yeah.
Buffet.
We used to fuck with them. We'd go get BBs and roll them next to the toad, and the toad would eat up the BBs.
Oh, that's not nice.
We were kids, you know.
Why did you do that?
Look, watch you see me eat the baby. Boom. They eat the BB. It wouldn't kill them. You know, they just crap it out.
I know, but it's still...
But, you know, they have shit flying around there.
That's bullshit.
And, but, you know, that's not anymore.
Yeah.
I remember I used to go to the mall, coming out of fucking seeing the thing with my dad, and see that the mall had those huge fucking lights, parking lights, and around each one of them a huge swarm of flying insects. Just a cloud of insects. And you don't see that anymore.
Yeah, Victor said flying insect populations have dropped by 75% in the last 30 years.
Yep. And another one that was real common I used to see all the time as a kid is these huge black locusts with fucking yellow stripes.
And they had red on them too.
Like red and yellow stripes. And if you looked at it wrong, it would go... It would open its wings up and start fucking...
They're pretty fabulous looking, honestly.
Yeah, they were monsters. Little monsters.
Yeah, they're like that. They're like that big.
Yeah, they're huge. And you step on them and it would crush. It was like it was made out of fucking glass.
It was like... Yeah.
Yeah.
I accidentally stepped on them one time. I felt so bad.
Like water-filled glass.
My grandmother... Again, as she was fucking dead set on killing snakes, and also she was dead set on killing those fucking things because they would eat her tomato plants.
Yeah. They get to eat a whole garden up.
And she, so the second she would go outside every day, she was on like grasshopper patrol.
Yeah, that was another thing. That every one of us, you'd have to go out every day.
She would go and she's like, squish.
You'd have to go out every day and look at all the fucking tomato plants. And go through all those to look for fucking what they call sphinx moths.
Because they would eat all your plants.
Yes, sphinx moth caterpillars. There were these green caterpillars. They were about that big. They had a fucking red horn on them.
Yeah.
And fucking yellow back and a red front. The front and the back looked the same. The back had a fake head or something. There was something weird.
Yeah, it's just because that's so predators would eat their ass instead of their head.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't
Or they could scare on either side. Like you couldn't sneak up on it. But they would like... Those things.
I want a face on my ass.
You had to fucking
cool.
get those things. You had to go through there and fucking pull them off, throw them on the ground, crush them. They'll eat every tomato.
They will, yeah.
And then they would hatch. Those things would turn into moths the size of a bird. A big sphinx moth that was about that big. Size of a fucking saucer. Tea saucer. And those things would get in the house, man. It was like there was a bird in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to catch it.
They're big.
The cats would catch it and fight over catching them. And you'd see it, the cat would be sitting there with a fucking mouth, with a fucking moth in its mouth and the fucking eyes glowing red. You hit it with a flashlight. Whoa! Look at that thing. And the fucking...
Holy crap, I was out camping one time.
Yeah, that's the south that's gone, though, man.
I think it was at Alexander Springs in Ocala, which is kind of near where my mom lives.
Yeah.
And there was like this really shitty kind of bathroom where you could go. And I went in there and there was this moth. And it was, I'm not lying, it was this big. It was yellow and brown.
They're huge.
And it was this fucking big.
Yeah.
And it wasn't doing anything. It was just sitting on the wall. But I was like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. I never saw a moth that big before. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It was bigger than a hummingbird.
The South used to have monstrous insects. They're gone now. You just don't see them like you used to.
Holy crap. I couldn't believe how fucking big that. I still can't believe how big that fucking thing was. I wish I'd taken a picture of it. But this was like back in the 80s or something.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't have a cell phone, obviously.
Yeah. The only weird thing I've seen recently was a couple years back. Weren't you with me? We were walking on the damn path and went behind the that lake. And I found that little owl hanging from a string. Remember that?
An owl hanging from a string?
Yeah, there was a string coming down out of the tree. And wrapped around its leg. And the string was wrapped around the leg of a little owl that was about that big. Remember?
No, I don't remember that.
And I grabbed a string and fucking got the owl loose. And it didn't bite. I let it go and it flew off.
Understood you were trying to help it, I guess.
I must have been by myself.
Yeah, you must, because I think I would have remembered that.
It was right where...
Because I love owls.
It was right where that little deck was. You know, you come out of the back and went left, and you walked a couple miles, there was a deck down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was right past there, I
didn't usually go that way.
Right past the deck, by 25 feet, was a big tree.
Oh.
Up on the bank, remember?
Yeah.
Big tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the low-lying limbs has like a fishing line hanging down there, and a little owl was wrapped up on that fishing line on its leg. It was trying to fly away.
Oh, no.
And it was getting tired. It was hanging upside down.
Yeah, you must have been on your own.
Must have been myself,
I don't remember that.
And he was just within reach. I jumped up and grabbed him. Grabbed the line.
Because that would have been really
I was afraid of getting bitten.
Well, yeah.
So I pulled him down, and I was trying to get rid of him, and I tried to unhook it. He wasn't biting me, and I got it loose, and I just opened my hands. He left.
Like I said, I guess he understood.
He was probably. It was a little owl, like the size of a sparrow.
Oh, I love owls.
Yeah.
We have some.
I didn't know an owl could be that small.
Yeah, they got some little ones.
Yeah.
But most of the ones you see down here are pretty large. But
I didn't know if it was a baby owl or if they just.
It might have been a baby.
That's just how big they were. I don't know. It's
really
about the size of a sparrow.
This is pretty funny. Burley Kev says, once I was driving and I saw a seagull trying to open a huge Ziploc bag of leftover turkey. It couldn't open it, so I stopped my car, got out, and opened the bag of turkey for him. That was really nice of you. That was your good deed for the day. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know. One time when I was still in college, and I was sitting on, I was just kind of sitting. Wait, was I at college or I don't remember if it was that or if it was my first apartment in Orlando.
Yeah, Camp Guy was about the big worms. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I might have been just like sitting out on the back deck, like over the pool or something like that, and there was a squirrel. And he legit found a whole ass slice of pizza. I don't know where he got it from. But he had this whole slice of pizza. And he was trying to take it down the stairs. But it was too big to put in his little mouth. Yeah, because it was like a pizza, a big slice of pizza. And he was like really wanting to take it back to his tree, you could tell. And so he was just kind of like trying to figure out how he was going to get this pizza like down the stairs and back. And I was like watching him going, bro, you really just bit off more. Why don't you just tear off a little piece and then go put it back and then come back and get it? You know what I mean? Because it's like the pizza was like 3 times bigger than him. And he was like trying to carry it in his mouth and he couldn't carry it. He kept dropping it. I'm like, do you need assistance? I was like, I felt so bad for him. Because he probably found it and he was like, woo, score. But then he realized that he couldn't take it all the way back to the tree because it was too big and heavy. I just felt bad. It's like fucking funny. But yeah, you don't see as many.
I think insecticide.
Yeah, I think that's probably a big part of it.
Insecticide. And it could be that farming has moved away from private lands and it's now more like agribusiness.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those insects were actually feeding off farms that no longer exist.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That might be a part of
because
it. Because
the South was mostly self-sustainable. I mean, my grandmother and everything had a farm out in the back that you couldn't make a living off of it. There wasn't enough there to sell, but there was enough there that could feed you for a year.
Yeah.
Throughout the year. And it was mostly shit like corn, tomatoes, okra. And it wouldn't be like a complete diet, but it would be like, it would like help your diet. And they were trading with other people.
Yeah. I mean, if you had chickens.
If you had chickens, you got eggs.
You could have eggs and chickens, so.
Yeah, chickens are easy. As long and you didn't even really have to feed chickens. You just have to house them. Because they'll go out and feed themselves. They'll find enough food. Yeah. When it gets dark, they'll come back in the chicken coop. And every day, if you got enough chickens, they're making a couple dozen eggs a day sometimes. If you have a lot of them. Dr. Matt had enough chickens to make about a dozen and a half eggs a day. That's more than you could eat.
Yeah, Tom would be like going all over the land, like finding eggs everywhere.
Yeah.
Just eggs
I forget about eggs. I'd find eggs. What the fuck are these? They'd be laying eggs. They'd be laying eggs in horse feeders.
Yeah.
I find 3 dozen eggs in there. Like, what the fuck? And like one chicken sitting on 3 dozen eggs. It's like, you didn't lay all them eggs, bitch. And they're like, yeah. But
trying to trade.
Yeah. They're trying to keep a huge stack of eggs warm in a damn horse feeder.
Yeah.
Horse feeder is about this big, and that was in an abandoned stall.
That just seemed like a good spot.
Yeah, and she's sitting on top of all those eggs. She says, man, you didn't lay all those eggs. She thought those were all hers. Though.
I think it's cool that she was trying to like take.
I didn't know how old they were, so I was like, I can't put those in the refrigerator.
Well, yeah, because you're not sure they might have been.
Yeah, I had to throw them all out. She was mad. That chick was mad.
Well, yeah, she thought those were her babies.
Yeah, they don't really care though. They don't care.
I guess they forget about it.
They don't care until they're hatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You took all my babies.
Yeah, I'd fucking take all Dr. Matt's chickens. That's when I was taking care of his farm. I put all Dr. Matt's chickens, put them away. I had the turkey in there too. I came up, next day put all the horses out. Went over there, let the chickens out. And I look in the middle of the chicken coop and the fucking turkey's in there dead as shit. And I could tell something was, the mood was different and they were upset. The chickens were upset.
Yeah, they're like, what is this big?
Yeah, they were upset about that dead turkey being in there. So I opened up the fucking door and they didn't come running out because the turkey was in the way. So I reached in there and grabbed that turkey by the neck. And when I grabbed that turkey by the neck, the fucking rooster jumped on me. He started fucking trying to kick my ass, and I'm fucking running out with a fucking knocking the turkey. Yeah, and then once I got the fucking turkey out the fucking door, all the chickens ran up behind it like that. They were pissed, man. Fucking.
Why did turkey just?
They thought I was hurting the turkey.
He was just sleeping.
That turkey was dead, man. That turkey was sick.
How did it die?
It was old.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't acting right.
It wasn't like a chicken mob that just decided that they didn't like that turkey.
The turkey.
You came to the wrong.
The turkey
coop,
lived with the chicken. The turkey lived with the chickens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
they just decided to
I
all
had a
turn
good
on
friendship with the turkey. Fucking the turkey would stand by the hose, And fucking, when he'd see me, the hose would be coiled up. It was near the wash rack for the horses. He'd stand there by the fucking hose, and whenever he saw me, he'd go, put his wings up like that. I says, I know you want a bath. I know you said, like, fuck you. I'd be back and so I'd come back and be like, do that. And when I had time, I'd fucking go in there and turn the hose on and spray him.
Aww, yeah.
Because it was summer, it was hot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, man, I got so many feathers.
Spray me, yeah.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah. I did that the day before he died. I'd spray the turkey once a day. It's getting wet. He'd get pissed. Walk around all day. He'd try to go back and get double dip. You're still wet, bitch. And then fucking Franklin, the
goat, yeah.
The goat.
I remember Franklin.
Goat, Franklin the goat would be fucking with me all day.
Franklin was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like you'd be in the barn, because I used to go with him sometimes when he was working. And they had this goat named Franklin. They had another one too. I think they just called her Mama. I think that was Franklin's mom. That's why they called her that. But Franklin's favorite thing was peppermint. Those little peppermint candies. You know what I mean? And I guess people had gotten in the habit of like bringing peppermint candies for Franklin and like having them in the pocket. So whenever you came there, the first thing he would do is, if you were wearing pants with pockets, is he would stick his nose right in your pocket. You got any peppermints in there? I mean, I learned to like start bringing peppermints after a little while, but he would just come in like headbutt, looking for candy. He was awesome. Goats are actually are quite awesome. They're actually really smart too. Actually, I think most animals are smarter than people give them credit for. Like I was saying, I just think that's funny that like the turkey was like waiting by the hose, like waiting for. It's kind of like Pookie waiting for a meat stick. You know what I mean? She goes and sits by the drawer where she knows they are, and then like looks up at him with her little puppy dog eyes. You know what I mean? Like, Daddy, give me a... You know what I mean? It's like so funny. And if there's an old one that she doesn't want to eat, she'll sit on it. So he'll have to give her a new one, because she's like, look, there aren't any. I ate all the other ones. Give me a new one.
Yeah, I haven't told many Dr. Matt stories, but I used to work with Dr. Matt. Dr. Matt was so rich. His mama founded Orlando General Hospital with a big grant. Yeah. She bought that. She gave that money away to build that hospital. That's how rich he was. Dr. Matt himself, he ran Altamont General Hospital. And it was near where his farm was. He was a doctor that didn't do any doctoring. He was a doctor that ran hospitals.
Yeah,
he was
like
the boss of other doctors.
Administrator, yeah.
He was just administrate everything. He took me to work one time, showed me the hospital. Yeah. And he was a little bitty weedy Jewish dude. He liked to hear me tell army stories and shit. He was all into science and shit. And he was a little bit older than me, maybe by 7-8 years. His house, Jen saw his house. I was still working for him when me and Jen met. You went to his estate, it was like going to Disneyland. It looked like it was a big southern plantation.
Yeah,
white.
It was definitely a plantation.
It's a southern plantation, yeah. White pastures everywhere with fucking white fences, huge fucking white mansion, southern plantation mansion, and a big equestrian center.
Yeah.
There's a barn with like fucking 12 stalls, wash racks, everything. He had a fucking ready room where you could put all saddles, and had his own shower in there and fucking lockers. And it was just his private barn. Oh, just his horses. I think he maybe had 1 or 2 renters, but he didn't knew
that were boarding.
The boarders, yeah, but he didn't do it for money. They were like friends of his. And he was gone a lot. He'd go off to fucking Israel, Egypt and shit, take his family with him, and I'd take care of his property. One time I took care of his property for like 2 weeks while he was gone. And that was a rough job, man. Fucking anytime there was a storm, I had to go out there and fucking get the horses in, make sure everything was battened down. If the fucking temperatures got too low, I had to make sure to go in there and put fucking blankets on all the horses and fucking give horses drugs. They were on certain regiments all the time. If some of them got sick, it's like babysitting. It's a bitch of a job. But it was funny, man. Weird shit we had. I took care of all the properties too. Had to mow everything. He had big old fucking lawnmowers, ride-on lawnmowers, big wide tractors and shit. One time I was down there fucking putting a new belt on blades underneath the fucking mower. And fucking, I was on my belly working like that. And fucking Franklin, the goat, fucking ran up on my back and just fucking stood on my fucking back. Jumping up and down like that. He'd fuck with me. Like that.
Hey, what you doing? You're down on the ground.
So, come on, man. Fuck off. And he'd think that shit was funny and jump off and start fucking bucking and shit. You know what I mean? Shaking his head, you know, and they jump back.
That was so cool.
If I was on the ground, he'd start fucking with me. Stomping on me and shit. Goats are smarter than dogs. They're much smarter than dogs. They got personalities and shit, and they have enough brain power to have a sense of humor, because they do shit that's just funny. They know it's funny.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they're silly. They do that shit on purpose.
I was talking about how much he loved peppermint candy, and like he was always sticking his nose in your
peppermints.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
he loved those.
Yeah, and he didn't want you to leave. He tried to get in the car and leave with you.
Yeah, that too.
He's like, come on, open the door.
I'm going
open the door.
back.
Come on, open the door. You know, if you open the door, he tried to get in the back seat, you know, get in the passenger seat. So we're leaving? He's like, yeah, we're leaving. He tried to leave with
Let's go.
Let's go, yeah. He tried to leave in the car with you. I said, fuck it, okay, we're going. I drive him around the property.
In the car.
It's okay, fucking, we're home.
It's like,
we're
you
back.
want to turn on the radio?
Get out. He's like, no, we're not leaving, man. Go. Because he knew about leaving.
I have a picture of him somewhere.
I think he'd been out. Because he was always trying to go for car rides. Fucking funny.
God, it really is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much he likes riding.
And the goat's name was fucking Franklin.
Franklin the goat.
Franklin. There's his name.
It suited him.
Yeah.
He looked like a Franklin.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, he was kind of a young goat. He wasn't an old goat. He was a young goat. Franklin.
Like I said, I probably have a picture of him from I took a picture of him a long time ago. I think I took a picture of Mama too, or they might have both been in the same picture. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, we had those dung beetles too. Big ass greenish black dung beetles. We had those.
Pushing little.
Yeah.
Rolling little boulders of poop along.
Yeah, one time I was coming out of a pasture. One time it heard boom, boom, and heard a fucking noise and shit. It was almost like a shockwave next to me. I turned around and there was a bald eagle. Had fucking near me, maybe 20 feet. Dove directly down on a whole bunch of fucking horse shit and started fucking throwing it in every direction.
Looking for good stuff.
Looking for something, and then fucking left when it was done.
Like,
what the fuck?
Nothing good in there.
Yeah, he was looking for one of those beetles, I think. Because they'd get in there.
Yeah.
And it was a bald eagle, a big one.
I could
But
not.
he stood probably 2.5, almost 3 feet
Yeah,
tall.
like I didn't, because I mean, you see eagles up in the sky like all the time, but the first time I saw one close up, like on the ground, I was like, I could not believe how fucking big they were. Holy crap.
He thought he saw something go in there.
Yeah, he probably thought
But he didn't find it. He was throwing it. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I was waiting to see what he was catching. But then he just left. He didn't have anything when he left. He did it right next to me.
That's funny. It's a good thing he didn't decide he was going to eat you.
I think I stirred something up. And it went in there, but it got away.
Because those
Might have been a mouse.
Those eagles are big enough to eat. Well, they can eat bunny rabbits.
Yeah.
They can eat little dogs and cats.
He expected something to be in there.
So it doesn't surprise me at all. Like they could probably even take a baby.
I thought he was looking for one of those beetles.
Maybe.
Because
What do you think? Do you think a bald eagle could take a baby?
Yeah.
I think it'd take a baby.
Yeah.
Like a human,
I don't think they
like
would
a human baby.
That's not what they would normally take.
No, but I mean,
could.
I think it. I mean, technically, I think they could.
You talking about like a little toddler running around?
I'm talking about a baby, like an infant,
Just in a stroller,
like in a bassinet or some shit.
Yeah, they
like
could,
if
they
you
could
left it
leave.
out in the
They
yard.
could leave with that. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I don't think they would recognize that as food. Maybe. More likely, they could probably go after a toddler, like a small toddler, a kid that was walking. They probably would. They might go for something like that.
That's nice.
Like that's a two-legged dog, or a two-legged bunny.
Because they
rabbit.
have taken dogs and cats before.
Yeah.
Like little dogs. Oh, and CB just said, Tom and Jenny, have you seen the film of an eagle trying to take a baby? Yeah, I think that's why I mentioned it, because I think I did see that at some point.
What, somebody get that on
I think
on
so,
camera?
yeah. The picture says dingoes eat babies. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I kind of feel like most carnivores will eat a baby if given the opportunity. I mean,
it's meat. It's
meat,
and it's making noise and it's moving. So yeah,
I mean,
it's alive.
And they got to eat. They
don't know
that's a human baby.
I know, domestic dogs and cats and horses and shit like that, barn animals. They know baby humans. They know what that is. They don't attack those. I've seen horses be real curious about babies. Look at that. They're like looking at the baby like, wow.
What's that little thing?
And they go, that's
sure
a little person.
And smelly.
Yeah, and growing up around horses, because my mother was in the business, since I was a little kid, I did some shit that no adult would be able to get away with. Like, they told me to go get a lesson horse. His name was Barney. He's got a Brownie. They said, go get Brownie out of his stall. And I was little. I was 6, maybe. Because I started riding when I was little. I got pictures of me as a little kid going over fences, like fucking
your
4-foot
Damian
fences.
Looking ass.
Yeah, in a little fucking English equestrian attire, a little hard hat, little.
We'd have to find those.
Shit. Jen's seen it.
I've seen them, but it's like I don't know where they are at the moment.
Downstairs.
Oh, okay.
I need to get all that kind of shit out. I'll get it out. And I said, go get Brownie so we can start your lesson. I said, okay. My trainer's name was Mark. I remember him. He was friends with my mom. He was real popular with the girls. He was a gay guy. And his boyfriend's name was Mickey. Even when I was a little kid, I knew something was up with that.
Oh, Mickey, you're so
Yeah, but I liked them both. They were, Mark and Mickey. Most guys in the English equestrian street out in California, especially they were gay. So Mark said, Tommy, go get Brownie, and we'll start your lesson. I said, okay. So I go to go get Brownie in a stall, and he's in the next stall over. And we're like, fuck is that all about? Okay. So I get Brownie. I bring Brownie down, and Mark goes, Tom, okay, look, go put Brownie back. Come back and see me. And I go, okay. I put Brownie back. And then they fucking girl, one of the other girls, she was probably about 14. She goes, that wasn't Brownie. He goes, this is Brownie over here. And I was like, oh, okay. So I got that horseman. Turns out they had a mix-up with the stall. That horse was brown. It did kind of look like Brownie. That was the breeding stud that they had just imported in here. And it took 5 dudes to get that fucking stud in that stall. He was extremely combative and real fucking violent. He was there to do one thing only. That's fuck.
Yeah.
And even
I was promised there would be hoes.
Yeah,
and bitches.
hoes are here. I'm gonna do my shit. And he was real violent. But a little boy could go in there and go get him, and lead him around like nothing. And it's because that horse's instincts were that I was no threat.
Yeah, because you weren't threatening.
And that I was a child. They know what a child is.
Yeah.
And that was the point of the story. Some animals will eat children, but
like alligators, they do not give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. But domestic mammals are usually are herd animals, and they're kind of social. They know about social dynamics. That horse knew I was a human and knew I was a human child. I'm no threat. So that wouldn't have been in the same. Even like evidently some bears, it's been that way, where bears haven't attacked little children, but they probably have seen.
That's a baby.
They know that that's a baby. Yeah.
They're like, oh well, we also have babies.
Yeah. Well,
they just have more hair than that.
Lions and lionesses have killed like gazelles and shit, but then some of the lionesses have tried to keep the baby gazelle from the mother that they ate.
Yeah.
And they tried to protect it,
which is pretty fucked up.
Because there's a maternal instinct. But another lion eats it though.
Will come and eat it. Yeah.
One of the males are like, fuck it, that, and then they eat it.
That's a food baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't keep that.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple times, even in the wild. It's not just like in zoos and stuff where, like a lioness will adopt a baby gazelle. I'm just like, you're just putting that gazelle in terrible danger because everyone else in the pride is just gonna be like, putting on getting the knife and fork. You know what I mean? Victor says, I saw an Andean condor at the Tokyo Zoo. It looked like someone in a bird costume. Yeah, it's like... I think there's still some people that don't believe that dinosaurs and birds are the same. That, birds evolved from certain species of dinosaurs. But, man, if you see some birds, you will absolutely believe it. Like, some birds are fucking big. Like I said, bald eagles are fucking big. They're, way bigger than I thought they would be. And we have, in Florida, and I think in other places in the South, we have sandhill cranes, and those are pretty fucking big, too. Like, you can tell that doesn't look like a dinosaur, but you can tell that that's where that came from. They're as tall as, like a 10 or 11-year-old kid. They're probably 3 or 4 feet tall. Nobody puts baby in a nest. That's pretty funny. I mean, it's horrible, but, the eagle doesn't know any better. It just sees a little squalling thing of meat down there. And it's just kind of like, ooh, that looks delicious. I'm going to eat that, I know it's terrible. Klaus says, is that Crowley on your necklace? It's actually H.P. Lovecraft is who that is on the necklace. A lot of people ask about it. You'd think the tentacles would give it away, but I guess not. I got this for my birthday a long time ago. My friend gave it to me. It's from an Etsy store. Let me see. I saw something else that I wanted to... did we ever do a show about the Chamberlains? I thought we did. Didn't we do a show about the dingo ate my baby case? I'm 95% sure that we did a show about that. And it's weird because I kind of feel like at the time everyone thought, because wasn't it a case where at the time they thought she killed the baby? And then they were like, well, dingoes don't eat babies. What are you talking about? But then later on they were like, oh yeah, I guess the dingo did eat the baby. You know what I mean? Didn't we do a show about that? About the dingo ate my baby case?
Yeah, we did a
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long ago it was.
Yeah, chimps would eat a baby.
Oh, chimps are assholes.
Chimps are devils. They're like demons from hell.
They're assholes.
Don't be fooled by the little children.
No, they're cute when they're little.
Yeah, and the females aren't bad.
And the females are all right. But once the males reach about 8, which is about puberty age...
they're demons.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they're demons. I gotta pee. The exception to that, based on what I've seen, is bonobos.
Well, yeah, they're a lot more chilled.
They're a lot more chilled out. There's a dude on YouTube. He's got a channel. He's very famous. He can learn a language in just a few days. Motherfucker probably knows 30 languages. And he makes videos. He goes to these other countries and freaks people out by speaking their language, even if it's like a fucking, a really obscure language. The strange African languages he can learn in a few days. He went to a primate research center and observed the bonobos, and he thought he figured out their language. And it was a mixture of a bunch of body languages and gestures and facial expressions and calls. And the trainer, the people that took care of him were there. And, he got basic crash course from them, and then he watched them. And he goes in there and starts fucking with those bonobo males through the glass. And they were blown away. He ran up to the fucking glass and fucking smacked the glass and jumped on his back and put his feet on the fucking glass and fucking kicked his fucking feet and all those on the glass and all those fucking, and you could see all the fucking bonobo males were like, and they opened their mouths, they would drop their mouths wide open, they're pointing at him. You see that? That bitch speaks our language. And then they all start running over there and fucking putting their feet on the fucking windows and shit, and it was just a little thing that they did, And he was communicating with the bonobos. And when one bonobo's calling to him and goes, come over here, come over here, come over here. And he's trying to push him around to a place where he could put something through a fucking drop box. They were trying to get him to give him something. But seeing the facial expressions and the mannerisms of bonobo males, you could chill with them. But the thing with the bonobo males, though, is that they were sexual. They'd always try to fucking dry hump you or something. But they just thought it was funny.
Well, that's kind of...
They weren't actually
a little bit how they communicate.
Yeah, they weren't penetrating. They were just like, gotcha, bitch. They're playing grab ass constantly. They just seemed they were friendly.
Yeah, they're the most sexual of all the apes.
Yeah, so
that's kind of how they. Well, that's kind of how they. As far as anyone knows, that's how they resolve conflict. Is by like, well, let's have sex and it'll be fine.
Well, from what I saw though, it was just symbolic.
Yeah, a lot of times
they weren't actually having sex.
But it's just like that kind of like
pretending it.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, it's okay. It's like smacking each other.
That's how they resolve.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Conflict.
Okay. You the bitch. Okay.
Which just, in a way, that's
we've resolved it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than like tearing each other's heads off, right?
Yeah.
Eating each other's babies, which is what chimps would do.
The bonobos, they play punk games. They call it punk games. Like, yeah. Homosexual games. They play that. But it seems to be
they're pansexual.
Yeah, but it seems like it seems mostly like they're fucking with each other. They weren't serious about it. It was just like
I said, it's like conflict resolution.
Yeah. They were punking each other out.
Yeah.
But they thought it was funny.
Klaus said, when I went to Thailand, a monkey stole my bag and he drank my suntan lotion.
Who drank? The monkey drank some. Yeah. There's the Chinese will
I don't know if
have a bunch of monkeys running around in these little parks, and people make videos, and they got some fucking joker that goes down there all the time. He's making a whole living off going down there fucking with the monkeys, and he's got some of them bad habits. He'll give them fucking, I think they call it baijiu, which is like Chinese whiskey.
Like, hey, let's go down and get the monkeys
drunk.
drunk.
He give him a flask of whiskey and
That's not nice.
and the fucking monkey knows exactly what it is,
He's like, woohoo.
He can even unscrew the cap and just sit there and just drink the whole thing. Just drink the whole thing in a single glunk, 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 like that, and fucking you come back and get the monkey. You get the monkeys wasted.
I mean, funny, but
it is funny.
Not a good
they do live in a park. They don't seem to have to earn a living. I think they're being fed by the park staff.
I hope so.
But they're hanging around, and I think they're hanging around because
there's a bunch of drunken bums. This is the monkeys.
Drunken bum monkeys.
Drunken bum monkeys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that like some animals, if they find like fermented fruit or something like that, they will absolutely eat this. So they know what drunk is.
Yeah.
Like they will seek that out.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's great to like get, because I know that I've read some books about chimpanzees that were circus performers, or they were on TV or whatever, and what happened to them like afterward, like after they had to take them to chimp sanctuaries and whatnot, and a lot of them. Like, there was a couple of them that would legit get out of their enclosure, go into the house where all the people that, worked there lived, and would go in the fridge and drink all the beer.
Yeah.
Like, they would sit on the couch and drink the beer like a human would. Like, they knew how to open them and everything, and they would find them, and they're just sitting on the couch, like, drinking the fucking beer.
There was, like, a South African guy who had a chimpanzee. And this is a long time ago. They had him on some of the learning channels type deals, and I think it was South African. I don't think it was Australia. I think it was South Africa. And he lived with the chimp, a male chimpanzee, and he would make a fire outside. The chimpanzee would sit in a fucking lawn chair with a blanket and just stare into the fire, and they would drink beer.
Yeah.
And he'd give him apples and shit.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll hang like a person.
Yeah, and then when it got late and it was time to go to bed, he'd give him a blanket, and he'd take the blanket up in a tree and make a nest and go to sleep. And he'd meet him in the morning. Hey, you know what we do today? He'd be out on the porch. Because the tree was right next to the house.
Right.
He didn't live in the house. He'd go in the house, but he slept in a tree with a blanket.
Yeah, they like to make nests up in trees. Chimpanzees do. But, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't trust them after a certain age. Like I said, the females are usually okay. But the males, once they're about 8 years old, you can't really trust them. They get kind of aggressive.
This one was older than that. But I guess because he was free, he wasn't as pent up.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? He just can't.
And they have different personalities.
He could come and go as he pleased. And it was just weird to see him in that chair with a blanket around him and passing a bottle. It was beer or whiskey. The guy would drink out of it, and he'd hand it back over to him, and he'd be staring into the fire, drinking.
Just like
that dude.
Yeah.
And then he'd hand the bottle back. It was weird. And this is a straight up chimpanzee.
Yeah.
But he's just chilling with his dude. They're drinking, looking at the fire, getting drunk. Yeah. It's kind of cool in a way.
It's all fun and games until he tears your face off.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't any need to. They were out there in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And I guess it was all just chilled out. And, there wasn't any kind of conflict. If he got mad, he could leave.
True.
The dude wasn't asking anything of him.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
He wasn't cooped up or anything. He wasn't captive. The people that get eaten, I think, are because they're in a fucking captive in a place surrounded probably somewhere in a town or a city. They can't go out. He was out and he could leave.
Yeah.
But there was nowhere to go. So he just stayed around the house.
Burley Kev said, I was pretty surprised the first time I saw a pelican. There's some big birds. Yeah, I was going to say, too, that it's like I was fishing with my dad and my brother one time, and a pelican came, and we have lots of pelicans in Florida. But like I said, I'd see them fly around all the time, like over the ocean, but you didn't usually see them up close. But one landed, like right on, because people were fishing, you know what I mean? So he was just like, ooh, maybe if I land here, like a fish will come up and I can eat it. So he landed like 2 feet from me, like right next to me. I was like, holy fucking shit, was bigger than I was.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Zach says, didn't they just make a movie about the pet chimp who ripped that lady's face off? Well, is that... Because Victor says that movie Primate is out right now, and I saw the trailer for that. Is that about that? Like, it didn't seem like it, but unless it's very loosely based. Because I can't remember all... I've been wanting to do a show about that, but I can't remember all the details.
Yeah.
Because she'd had that chimp for a long time, right?
Yeah, he was cooped up in a house.
Yeah.
And I think there was a couple of women living in there. And they let him out to feed him, and he was in the house, and something went wrong. And
didn't somebody come to the house that he didn't know, or am I remembering it wrong?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but
something set him off.
We may not know exactly the truth because we don't know. Maybe the woman didn't tell the truth about what happened. She might have been bullying him. We don't know. But
yeah, I mean that's.
He turned on her. And just bit a big piece of her face out and fucked her up pretty bad. Bit her hands off, I think, or didn't he? He did a bunch of shit to her.
One of her hands.
I don't think she died, but it
fucked
her up pretty bad.
She didn't die, but she they didn't really. They reconstructed her face, kind of, but not.
I mean, didn't it bite her eyes out? I don't think you think she had eyes. Didn't it just crush her?
It might have got one eye. Yeah. Now, see, I can't remember all the details, but it's just kind of like, I mean, I saw her on the talk shows after they had done surgeries and stuff, and she still looked pretty messed up.
Yeah, I've done all the science.
He's done all
I've done all the fucking science. All right.
Yeah.
Want to know how strong those things are. A male chimp is actually, when it comes to a lot of tasks, is not as strong as me in terms of like being able to bench stuff. But because they have short legs, they can drag things because their center of gravity is a lot lower. But one thing that they can do that a human could never do is they have tremendous bite force.
Yeah.
They can bite a hand off at the wrist in a single chomp.
Yeah, just conk.
They can fucking open their mouth wide enough to bite a chunk out of your skull, bone included, the size of an apple, in a single fucking chomp. And a human could never do that. We don't have enough muscles, not enough musculature on the side of the head, and our our jawbone isn't thick enough for that to make a bite that powerful. So the main difference is that bite, not so much the strength. You see, there was, back in the early 1900s, they would make claims like, oh man, they're 3 times as strong as a human. They were in that era of the Victorian era, early 1900s.
When everyone was all weedy and malnourished.
Weedy little motherfuckers, they never worked out. A male chimp that fucking hadn't been doing a whole lot could lift more than, 3 times more than an average guy of the 1900s who only weighed 145 pounds. Yeah, people don't realize that. A man of the 1800s, early 1900s, it might be 5'7", only weighed 145 pounds. So that's like what a child weighs.
That's a pretty big child.
I weighed that at 14. Okay. I almost weigh 200 now. You know, and I'm only 5'6".
Joe says a chimp's bite
is all muscle.
1,300 pounds.
Yeah, a human could never match that. But I'm probably a little bit stronger than an average male chimp in terms of being able to lift.
I wouldn't fuck with them though.
Yeah.
Also, when they go for a bite, if they're attacking another male, they will absolutely go right for the genitals.
Yeah, they're fast too, and they're evil, and they're low to the ground. And
that's the first thing they go for.
Yeah, they say, guys, people that have survived the attacks say that when they're in a fury, you're just drawn into their eyes, and looking at their eyes is like looking into the fucking abyss of hell. It's like you're looking into the eyes of a demon. They're evil. And they're eating you, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I said, they're cool and everything, but I wouldn't fuck with one.
Not when they're in a rage.
Honestly,
they're not that smart.
I would rather fuck with a gorilla. Because gorillas are they can bite you too, and they're a lot bigger. Yeah. But they're usually I don't think
anybody's ever been killed by a gorilla.
I have a couple books I have this one book, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a couple and they worked with gorillas for years and years and years in the woods, and they lived with them. Yeah. And one of them did bite him. Yeah. But it was the one that they knew was an asshole. Right. And he was just like in a bad mood. That it didn't kill him. It just it bit him on the shoulder. Yeah. Well, but like all the other ones were totally chill. They said now they will bow up and they'll bang on they'll try to intimidate you, but it's like it's very, very rare that
that's part of their negotiation process.
That's most of them are not going to bite you, but they said the one that did that, they actually weren't shocked when that happened because they're like, yeah, that one was a dick.
The expert that I heard that talked about it said that they're not dangerous in the way that you would think that they're dangerous. What they'll do is they'll warn you by screaming at you and running at you in a charge.
And they're big, so it's intimidating.
And when they get to you, they'll usually knock you out of the way. Yeah. And it's a get the fuck out of here thing, and that's usually their first thing that they do. And then if they want to make a point, they'll grab you by the head and push your head to the ground and just scream at you. Fuck out of here.
Shut up!
Yeah. But no one's ever been killed by one that I know of.
I mean, I'm sure there's got to be somebody somewhere, but yeah, it's not very.
But it's just
common.
Part of their form of communication. They're not trying to kill you. They're trying to get
largely
you out.
They seem pretty chill.
They're trying to get you out of their that they don't like you and they want you to go. And I don't think they're not there to kill you. But they will intimidate.
Yeah, they're good at that because, like I said, they are very large.
They're big. They're not as threatened. They're not threatened by you.
Yeah.
You know, a chimp is. You're taller than a chimp.
Yeah.
And you look weak. So you're kind of a threat, and they know they could take you.
American Military says the audio tape of her friend calling the police while that chimp was ripping her face off was horrifying.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
I know. I remember. I heard it. Yeah. It is horrifying. CB says a man had his balls ripped off by his and his wife's pet chimpanzee. Like I said, chimpanzees are kind of notorious.
It wasn't the pet. They were visiting the pet. One of the other ones in the fucking place where the pet was being kept attacked him and ripped
I'm
his
just
balls.
saying
I remember that.
They're notorious for ripping and or biting people's genitals off.
They had a chimp that they kind of raised as a son, and they had to send it to a place where there were other chimpanzees. And for like his birthday, they showed up and gave it a cake. And the other chimps went fucking nuts. They got real jealous.
We don't get a cake? What the fuck?
And one of them escaped and attacked the man.
For not bringing him a cake.
For not bringing him a cake. And it ripped his nuts out, bit his fucking fingers off, fucked his face all up.
You should have brought a cake for everybody. Should have brought it for the whole crowd.
It ripped his nuts or his dick off or both. I don't know. But,
can you imagine?
Yeah. And they said their little chimp son was fucking horrified by the whole thing. You know what I mean?
No, not my mom.
My daddy, and they fucked up my birthday.
They fucked up
these motherfuckers. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you're talking about, I think.
Now the whole situation just makes me feel.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is really sad.
They fuck it up for everybody. Can't take them anywhere.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, they are really cool, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I have tons and tons of books about like ape behavior and stuff like that because I'm really fascinated by that. But
they're real childlike and evil when the males get older.
And for a while, it'd be like when I was a kid, I was like, man, it'd be so cool to have like a little chimp buddy and
that's what babies are.
But yeah, the babies are fine. But yeah.
Well, watching the bonobos, and that's a type of chimp. It's the same thing. It's just that it's a different species of them. They seemed their mannerisms and the way they were doing things, their modus operandi seemed a lot more human.
Yeah, bonobos are.
A lot more human.
I have a couple books about bonobos.
There was like simpatico. They were like looking at him like, you understand. You understand. Yeah, I understand. And they're looking at him through the glass and like, you the man. You understand us. I was impressed. You can see it. Yeah. It's on YouTube. They were laughing.
Bonobos are cool as shit.
They were laughing their asses off. And they were pointing it. They were getting the attention of the other ones. They're like, look at the dude. Look at him. You see that? You see what he understands us. Yeah. I was like, I thought that was pretty cool. He's one of us. You the man. They're putting their feet up on a wall, fucking on the glass and kicking. They're like, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. And I was like, man, they're like people.
They are very much like people. Zach says bonobos seem like hippies to me. Yeah, they're like the hippies of the ape world.
Kind of, yeah.
They're the most human-like.
Yeah, they're just like people, more like.
I mean, gorillas are pretty human-like too. I always thought, but like bonobos are the most people-like of like all the apes, I think. Oh, and Zach also said, you reminded me of a video I saw once where some girls were super stoked and their dog accidentally ate one of their animals. I mean, I can't really say anything. I don't, we give the cats catnip and that's kind of like getting them high, I guess, but we just laugh about that. The way they're like rolling around like, I'm so high right now. I haven't done that in a while, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Although, you know what's weird? We had some catnip one, like, a few months ago, and we sprinkled it around on the floor, and Pookie got like super into it. She's just like, yeah, and she's rolling around, it's all over her fur, and she's going crazy and shit like that. Bambi did not really seem to care all that much. She was just kind of like, I don't know, she just says no to drugs, I guess. I don't know. I think I've said this before, but our older cat, Beijing, she really likes catnip also. But Beijing is super, super into bleach. She loves bleach smell. So if you've just cleaned the bathroom with bleach, she will come up and roll around on the floor like she is just having a moment. You know what I mean? It's just complete euphoria. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I think I have a video of it somewhere, but I can't remember. Because back at our old house, I just don't like a deep clean of the bathroom, so it smelled like bleach in there. You know what I mean? And she comes running in, and she's just, like, rolling. I was like, holy fucking shit. And I had to go. I missed, like, the first part of it because I was just, like, marveling at how she was reacting to it. She's, like, rolling. I'm like, don't roll around on the bleach floor. Gross. And it's just, but she was, oh, man. She was just having a great time. And I've seen her, like, roll around, like, on the mop, too, because the mop kind of smells like bleach. And I thought that maybe she was the only one that did that, but I've heard since then other people that have cats have said, yeah, their cat is really into bleach smell too. And especially ragdolls, because she's a ragdoll. Maybe that's a thing with that breed. I don't really know. But man, I was talking about how Beijing was like super, super into bleach.
Yeah, well, that was like written right there in the description of that breed, though. Is that they love bleach. There's just something genetic
so
about
into it, like you don't even.
It evidently smells like some kind of fucking sexual pheromone.
I guess.
It turns them on. They love bleach.
It's crazy. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
CB says it's funny watching the chimpanzees masturbating to hot women at the zoo. Yeah, they don't even care, man. They'll just see.
I didn't know they do that. They do that?
Well, yeah. Well, they don't. Like I said, they don't care. They're at the zoo.
They can differentiate between hot women and ugly women at the zoo?
I'm not really sure. I have to look into that. Now I'm kind of curious.
Do they get spoiled? We're like, man, these bitches over here look so much better than the ones we got over here. Look at those fucking short ass legs, hairy, like no ass on her.
Yeah, now I'm kind of wondering. It's like now they don't appreciate like the chimpanzee women.
Yeah.
Now they're just like no. Now they want the humans.
Yeah, they're like no ass, no titties.
Or do they think the human ones are like not good looking? Hard to say.
I would probably okay. Look, you want me to dig deep back?
I was gonna say
male
too
science.
that like speaking of, I just want to say this real quick. Speaking of watching apes do weird shit at the zoo, I don't remember if we mentioned this, but just recently we were at Animal Kingdom. We were at Animal Kingdom. One of the gorillas, I think it was a female gorilla, and she was just kind of like farting around, whatever, and she's sitting, and then she just like slowly gets up like that, walks over a couple steps, then legit shits in her hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
She was like that, and I was like,
smell it?
And then she was just kind of like,
yeah, and then she threw it.
And I was just, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
There was like little kids watching, Mama, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god, because I didn't know she was gonna do that.
They're classy. They're real classy.
I didn't know she was gonna do that. Like she just looked like she was just walking around, and then suddenly she just like pooped right in her hand, and I was like, nice.
Okay, I'm gonna get scientific about the pussy. All right.
Oh dear, here we go.
Do the gorillas get spoiled by looking at the women on the other side of the
or the chimpanzees,
glass?
whatever.
Or the chimpanzees. I would say, okay, if you look at hominid evolution, it's been more towards tits and ass on the female side. It seems like that is probably an indicator of fertility. Big and round. If you ask me, I think all titties is a replication of the booty. She's got a booty in the front. She's got a booty in the back.
I've heard that theory.
And that's what attracts you if you're a dude when you're behind her, when you're walking, and you don't have any clothes on. You're like, this got a nice round booty, ready to get pregnant, ready to pop. If she's got that on the front, you get the same
effect both
if she's walking towards you.
It's surprising we didn't evolve titties on the side also.
That way when she's passing. Well, they do. They got side booty and side titty.
I know, but it's
men know all about side booty.
It would be cool if like
titty.
we also had like if we had 4 tits.
Right.
Like so there's another tit like right here. It kind of get in the way of your armpits.
So the more it looked like an ass.
Bras would
on
look
the
crazy.
front, and then the more the ass looked like an ass, the more that was getting reinforced over and over again because that's what the men were selecting to mate with. Now, when you have a lot of dudes competing, the woman now has the power to say, nah, I'm going to shut this down. I want this one. I want the best one. So hypergamy happens. So who does she select? She selects the one that looks less like that damn gorilla with the big belly. She probably starts going more towards skinny waist, bigger upper body, which seems to be, because women seem to be attracted, it's a scientific gym bro shit, women seem to be attracted by V-taper. Narrow waist on a guy, broader shoulders. They like that. They like arms. That's not, you don't find that in chimpanzees, and you don't find that in gorillas. Even though some gorillas have big arms, a lot of them have nice arms, but they don't have V-taper. So that was something women selected for in men. So that's what's being reinforced in this system. Now there's also personality shit they've been selected for too. They like the bad boy, but they like a bad boy they could trust because he's going to be there to raise the children.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're hoping for.
Right. Now there's also cheating involved with this because sometimes she'll steal genes from another male. And that happens in all primates. She's like, she's already got a man, she's got a baby. The man's taking care of her and the baby. That other hot motherfucker, he's got good genes too. While he's not looking, let's get pregnant by him. That happens also. That happens in human population. They did genetic samples up in one of these states back in the fucking 90s or the 2000s, and they found out that fucking like a significant percentage of those fucking children didn't belong to the husband. It was like, 15% of them, which that's like, whoa, really? Like, yeah, like that much. So that happens, and they said that, and what was funny is they said that kind of happened fucking kind of like at primate levels. So I don't think there's a big difference between humans and primates, just that we're more sophisticated. We're further down the evolutionary track. So if humans took that route, we're kind of ahead in sexual selection. It kind of follows that chimpanzees and gorillas are probably on that same path, but they're a little bit behind. So they might respond to those same cues, round ass, big boobs. The females might respond to fucking skinnier waist, bigger, V-taper on a male. They might. The female primate might. And my evidence to this would be in humans, anime. A lot of these guys fucking would actually rather have an anime girlfriend than a real girlfriend. If you look at the way an anime girl is drawn, it's just hyper feminine. Some type of hyper femininity. Skinny, long legs, big boobs, big eyes, neoteny. In other words, childlike face. It could be that over time, that's the way humans will look. If natural selection has enough time, it might take 30,000 years. But it might be that eventually humans look more like anime characters or something like out of, more recently, maybe like AI people. You can go on Instagram and look at some of the Instagram girls or bodybuilders, and you'll get fooled. You go, man, that motherfucker's amazing looking, or that chick's amazing. You look, wait, hold on, no, that's AI.
Yeah.
That's AI.
But you can take a picture of your own self and put it in there and say do this or that and the other thing to it.
But what that is that's what humans are selecting for. It's just one notch above kind of what's possible. So therefore, that might be a glimpse in the future of natural selection. Probably that's how we'd look. Now, if you factor in genetic engineering,
probably get there quicker.
If you factor in plastic surgery, you're there right now. Because there are some people that...
But plastic surgery doesn't carry through the genes.
Plastic surgery is not heritable.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But genetic engineering is. So, it could be. Based on what he said, I never considered it. But yeah, it could be. I think it would probably be more likely that a male chimpanzee or a male gorilla would respond to a female human at probably a greater rate than a female chimpanzee or a female gorilla would respond to a human male. Unless you mystified the damn female. Like you showed her something or took care of her. She might select you. Because, women, all females will select for a mate that will offer things. You know what I mean? Fucking greater protection, greater offspring raising. So wouldn't be as physical probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it tends not to be.
Of like what he could do. But with physicality, I would think it probably, a chimp might respond to a human female and go, yeah, she's hot.
It would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I would think that, because I kind of feel like, despite cultural differences and things like that, of which there are some, but generally, I think the main thing that is selected for, as in, we polled all these people from different cultures and which ones are the most attractive, they tend to choose the same ones, and it's usually symmetry is usually what they pick. And symmetry is usually a symptom of health. That being like a genetically healthy person, so that would make sense. But there's variations, like, obviously, within that, because a lot of different cultures find different things attractive, obviously, so, you know what I mean? You can't, but symmetry is usually the thing that's, people that look symmetrical, their features are symmetrical, things like that. American military said the dispatcher, talking about the chimpanzee tearing the face off the woman. Dispatcher told her friend to shut the car door. The friend replied, "It won't matter. He can rip it off." Yeah. And you can hear the chimp screeching in the background. Yeah, I mean, I don't think closing the car door would do a goddamn thing, sadly. But yeah, I remember being like fucking horrified by that incident when it happened. So I do want to do a show about that one of these days. Joe said we could also be more like the humans in Wall-E. Yeah, I mean, when I saw that,
what's Wall-E?
It's a Pixar movie, and it's I can't remember all the details, but it's basically like Earth is now just basically a big garbage heap. Yeah. And so there's little sentient robots here that kind of clean it up and look for stuff, and all the humans move to essentially like a huge space station. And because they don't have to do anything anymore, they're all just like fat, and they just lay around in these little lawn chairs that float around all the time, and they just have everything. It's like a giant cruise ship.
Yeah.
And they just all live like that, like Logan's Run, kind of. But it's mostly, I mean, the movie's mostly about the robots. It's not really about the humans.
Okay, well, look, let's entertain that. Yeah, you do have some of that happening right now. But is that okay? But to have that build and that lifestyle where you sit around on a hoverboard all the time, just get fatter, that's not sustainable long term. It isn't, because civilizations are on an arc. They tend not to last that long. What would eventually happen is those people would be bred out. They wouldn't have enough offspring. If they were all like that, there wouldn't be enough offspring to maintain the civilization that they'd have. So there wouldn't be anybody to keep any fucking power plants running or any kind of economy running. What could take over would be AI.
I think that's kind of what had happened in the movie. It was a robot.
Right. Robots are of better quality than human beings because they have discipline and they operate purely on logic. But they're not at the point yet where they're as creative or as driven as humans. They tend to just kind of do what humans kind of would want them to do. They're not real alpha yet. And I'm not sure that would ever happen, because human consciousness is a product of fucking an analog system, not a digital system. And I don't think AI will ever be what we would call sentient, and I'm not even sure it will ever be able to really replicate it to the same level as...
Even if you could, I mean, I kind of feel like at this stage, they've got it to a point where it can kind of fool people.
Not for long.
But not quite, and not for long, and I'm not really sure. I don't know, I don't like to make predictions. But because it didn't come about the same way, I'm not really sure it'll ever be exactly the same.
And the proof is anesthesia. If you give someone anesthesia, they can talk and walk around and do things. Like Jen did it when she was on anesthesia, but she doesn't remember it because she wasn't conscious.
No, I don't remember anything.
She wasn't conscious because anesthesia kind of shuts down what's called the fucking microtubules in your brain. Fucking Stuart Hameroff will talk all about it, which moves you from an analog system into a more digital system. You can operate, but you don't have a sense of being. You're not there.
Like, you're not there yet.
So you're very two-dimensional instead of... We're more like 4 or 5-dimensional. Okay? So, no. You're too narrow band once you go digital. You won't have a sense of being. You won't feel like you're here. So you can have a digital creature that might be able to do what a human can do, but it doesn't feel like it's there.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good analogy, because here's the thing. When I was under anesthesia that time and I woke up from it, and like you told me, we were having a whole ass conversation and stuff like that. I remember zero of that. I don't remember anything. Yeah. But you said it was like pretty normal. So I kind of feel like AI is kind of like that. Like if you didn't know that person and you just saw them and you didn't know that they just woke up from anesthesia and they weren't remembering anything and didn't feel like they were there, like you would be able to interact with them as though they were a person. Yeah. But I didn't press you. I wasn't pressing you, and I wasn't asking you any philosophical questions. Well, that's true. It was very deep. You might have failed a lot of tests for sentience. Might have failed the Turing test.
You'd be like, no, you ain't real. But then once it wore off, you'd come back.
Right.
You know.
Like I said, the first thing I remember for a second, I remember you putting me in the car. I remember that but that was like 2 seconds. Yeah. And then the next thing I remember was sitting on the bed at the house and you bringing me a sandwich. Yeah. That's the next thing I remember. Yeah. And that was a while later. I don't remember the drive home or nothing.
AI is going to be a valuable tool, and it's going to be very clever. But that's a threat. You don't want that to take over, because you're basically putting a zombie in charge. You don't want that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel anything. It doesn't have emotion.
It doesn't even have a feeling of... It doesn't even have a point of view. No. It doesn't have a feeling of being. It doesn't feel like it's there.
No.
You feel like you're there. You're seeing through your eyes. The thing doesn't. It's a zombie. It's a machine.
Well, and like I said, the AI we have now, even though it's very good at faking it, all it's doing is just repeating things, like, and kind of regurgitating things like back that it's found, because it's faster at doing that,
right?
So it can kind of compile things and
I will posit even an insect doesn't do that, because spiders and ants that are tiny and have very few neurons in their brains can do very fucking complicated things that if that was a digital computer, there wouldn't be enough circuitry there to get that job done.
Right.
That animal feels like it's there because it's analog. It's not digital.
Yeah, it's two different.
It's a different system.
Frameworks.
It's now if you were somehow to incorporate quantum computing, that's going to be a game changer. Quantum computing might actually yield consciousness, but that won't be AI. That will be I.
Yeah.
You've now made another creature.
Yeah.
All right, but it's going to
which opens up a whole other can.
That's a different thing, and it would be superior to you.
Yeah.
And that would be your replacement.
Then we'd be in trouble.
So I don't think I'd fucking open that door.
Probably not. That probably wouldn't be a great idea.
Because then you'd have fucking Skynet.
Yeah, that's what that would be too.
And Skynet was a dream of the internet that we have today, and they just thought, well, if you had enough fucking circuits, eventually it'd be like the human brain, it'll become conscious.
It was an emergent property. I was like, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that way because our brains didn't evolve like that.
Yeah, and the internet did not become conscious. It doesn't have a will. Okay, and that's what they were talking about in Terminator. Defense computers connected together, and it became self-aware. The internet never became self-aware, and
not that
the internet is far bigger than what Skynet was imagined to be.
Yeah,
because
that was like in the 80s.
That was just a couple of defense computers. So no. What I would do, just me, I'm a mad scientist, okay? I would look into genetic engineering. I don't see any harm in that. But you have to know what you're doing. There's no reason why people cannot have the children that are the best children they could possibly have. I don't believe in making artificial children out of nothing and growing them in synthetic wombs. I wouldn't do that. But if you and your wife are going to have children, the idea of gene editing, where they can say, okay, we're going to pick the best sperm, the best sperm, the best egg. We're gonna fertilize it. We're gonna let the shit go, and then we're gonna edit that genome to get all disease out of it. And we're gonna fucking make sure your intelligence is good. And guess what? You know what? The kid's gonna be fucking pretty tall, and it's gonna be gorgeous. Okay. And you want it to be male or female? Okay, yeah. Okay. What about the hair color and eye color? Okay, we can do all that. A designer kid.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. Why not?
Yeah, I honestly don't really have any moral problem.
Why not? That. You'd be stupid not to do that.
I mean, you'd want your kid to have every advantage.
Right? Think of it. Let's say you and your wife are good people, but you're threes. You're not that good looking at all. You're even not that smart. Would you want to have a kid like you in a competitive world where you say, you know what, let's make our kid a fucking 9? Because I don't think there are 10s. Let's make it the best possible kid we could ever have. It'd be like 1 in a billion. It would still be your kid. You have targeted that 1 in a billion kid. It will still be yours, though.
Well, you're just taking all the best parts.
You're taking all the best parts.
All the bad shit.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I don't really have much of an issue.
No, and what that would do is that would improve the situation on the fucking planet. If everybody was doing that at once, it would become normalized. You know what I mean? And a lot of the Earth's problems would go away. Now, here's the only problem I can foresee that. You'd have a world filled with chiefs and not many Indians.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
That would be the problem.
Well, here's the thing. When you have a world where everyone is good looking and everyone is smart and everyone is talented, then it's going to be just as competitive as it was before because
that's
it's going to be even more competitive.
Because that's the new standard.
Yeah,
but the
because
thing
now
is
everybody has that.
Nobody wants to be a menial laborer, though, now. So that means you have to have robotics. And then here's another thing. Once everybody's like that, how many of them do you actually need? See? So that brings on some important questions. You probably don't need that many of them. So I'm sure it's all been thought about in these think tanks.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which might have been why they tried to reduce the population recently. I bet you they got all this technology ready to go. But they're like, we got to kill off about 70% of these bitches. They're too dumb and ugly anyway. Because that's how fucking brutal they are. They just see you as a product, an outgrowth of an industrial revolution that their parents made after World War II. So I know that we're all humans and we're all individuals. They give a shit. They own this fucker. It's their planet. It's all their money. It's all their think tanks. I think all that fucking biocorporation fucking letting carbon lockdowns and fucking all this shit had to do with fucking population reduction to bring in shit like genetic engineering and robotics. But I don't know. It just looks awful suspicious. I'm too fucking smart, man. I'm too smart. I'm too evil because I know that they're like me. I know that they're fucking go, well, we can't have all these fuckers just running around. Because they see us as like an outgrowth of something that their parents did from the fucking Second World War and an Industrial Revolution type deal. They don't see us as people. They see us as a product. And actually, that was something that the Unabomber said, didn't he? That eventually they would get the human genome eventually, and they would try to make designer people that would be patented, and that humans would become products, just like GMO vegetables and fruit.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he was
like
worried about.
Seeds and stuff.
Which there might have been something to that because they were talking about that kind of shit back in those days.
American Military says, speaking of cats and snakes, you should review the Don't Fuck With Cats docuseries. We did review that, as a matter of fact, about, what was that dude's name? Luca Mignata, I think was his name. Yeah, they found that motherfucker, didn't they? Putting those videos up of, like, the cat. I had a hard time watching that, to be honest. They didn't show the videos, like, full on, but they showed enough that, like, you got the gist, and because, like, man, I can't watch that kind of shit. I can't watch, like, cruelty to animals. No way. Like I said, I don't have as much of a problem. I know this is fucked up, but I don't have as much of a problem even watching real shit, like, against humans, but because Tom will show me shit all because he's watching fucked up shit all the time. He's like, look at this dude, he just got run over by a train. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But it's like, I can't watch shit where animals are suffering. And so that dude, holy crap, I'm so fucking glad they found that guy. And they, like, it was a crusade, man. Like, he put those videos up, and as soon as he put those videos up, like, people were like, we're gonna find this motherfucker. And they did. They found him. So I was like, fucking go internet, you know what I mean? It can be used for good sometimes. Grampter says, my world has always been Lord of the Flies. I'm convinced we're just hairless monkeys, constantly making the best decisions for our survival. Yeah, I mean, generally. And honestly, I don't know. Most people are alright. You know, most people are not actively out to harm people. Sometimes they do inadvertently just because they're working for their own self-interest. But that's just, you know, kind of how shit goes. But I don't think most people are not deliberately evil.
No, you have to understand, most people are good.
Yeah.
Most people are.
Yeah.
But that's why most people don't have power. If you're good, you tend to not have any power. To get power, you have to be bad. See? Because you have to compete and to swallow up your enemies. And in order to amass a certain amount of power and control, you've done this by crushing enemies. Even if it's just in the business sense. But every time you crush an enemy, man, you put his family out of business, all his employees, you cannibalize his company. They're ruthless. Ruthlessness goes to the top. And then once they get something, they can't have a world that's unstable. They have to have a world that they control, because if something changes, they can lose their income, and they got to pay all these bills. They have billions of dollars, a huge empire. So shit like democracy, they can't fucking have that. That's a fucking dream they tell poor people. So what they do is they say, yeah, we're going to have democracy, but you're only going to vote between these 3 guys that I'm going to back. Each one of them that will make it. Doesn't matter which one you choose. They all work for me. They work for me anyway. And then it's called campaign donations. It's just part of the fucking system. It's an oligarchy, or what's the word? There's another version of oligarchy. Ogalopoly? What the fucking... You'd know. You're a fucking grammar Nazi.
I don't really remember.
Ogalopoly. Where...
I'm not sure that's how you pronounce
it. Yeah, I forgot how it's pronounced. I've only seen it fucking written. But that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's like that all over the world. It's just that each system kind of has its own veneer of... And the veneer is kind of to give it... what do you call the word? Can you get me one too? Never mind. I got some. There's a veneer there to give it fucking kind of like an official, make it look legitimate. But I don't think any of it's legitimate. Fucking Grafters, he's with me right there. He knows what I'm talking about. It's just an air of legitimacy. It makes some people uncomfortable, but it's better if you just accept it. All right. Club. What the hell is this live? Yeah, it's live. Of course it's live. Oh, Klaus lost internet. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Grampus goes, word on the street. Yeah, exactly. Word on the street. Yeah. Yeah, Zach, that's right. We've come back to about why analog is better than digital. Digital is good, though, man. Digital is good at certain things. All right? When it comes to data processing, video games, making images, the things that the internet and computers are doing today, yeah, it's very good at that. But you can't let your imagination go wild and start to think that type of technology can replicate the artistry, okay? The artistry and the broadband sensations of the fucking analog world. Analog is real good at certain things. Music, consciousness, art, dreams. They're all analog. Sensations. You're not going to get that with digital. Not until you can somehow combine the two with some kind of digital computing. Maybe like a digital computer that's somehow kind of been upgraded with a quantum component to it. That maybe something like that might do it. But I don't know, because when you look at the fucking physical structure of the human brain or any animal brain and neurons and how they're working with the microtubules and quantum processes going on in there, man, you're not going to really be able to fucking reproduce that with technology, I don't think. Not with things like digital technology. Your only chance would be to somehow master biotech and to grow things like that. But man, that's a whole nother can of worms. That's what fucking Alien was all about. And Prometheus with fucking, you know what I mean? The engineers. Their technology was just biotech. That's what they were doing. Why make a robot when you can make a living creature?
Although, in some ways. I kind of feel like living creatures are... That's kind of what we were talking about. I know this is kind of out of nowhere, but like when we were talking about the movie Watchers that we reviewed on Monday.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how no defense contractors worth their salt would like make a genetically engineered like animal, like a Sasquatch that would do when you could just do like a robot or a drone or something like that, which will do exactly what you want it to when you want it to, instead of doing what a living creature would do, which is whatever it wants to do.
Well, you could do something like that with biotechnology a lot better that wouldn't involve any animals. In other words, like some kind of virus that you could release.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That would get into everybody.
Right.
But you could activate it in certain people that you wanted dead. That would be a way.
Yeah, you could use it that way.
You could do that.
Something that wasn't like a thinking being.
Right. But the way Ridley Scott imagined biotech with the engineers was another beautiful way. He's imagined it from the standpoint of religion and God, where you're creating living beings so they could live a life, you know what I mean, and experience creation and experience life and then appreciate those who created them type of situation, where they're kind of like a kumbaya type deal.
Yeah.
But you're making a more perfect robot creator. It's terraforming the planets that you put it on. But it lives a long time. Maybe it's immortal. Now you see, and the thing in the Prometheus lore, which I thought was great, the engineers had given up the ability to reproduce themselves in exchange for immortality. So they lived forever. But to keep from overpopulating, they didn't have gender. They were trying to restore that, to have male and female gender in a new creation, that they were so they could continue their species, because they couldn't continue their species. Now, I don't understand why they went down that route, because I would say, well, shit, you're going to lose a certain amount of people just through accident every year. So
someone's going to get hit by a bus at some point.
Yeah, you're eventually going to go extinct.
Or slip in the bathtub.
You could be immortal, but you're still going to lose at least one or two dudes every 100 years, right? Through an accident, even out in space.
Some motherfucker falling off a cliff.
Yeah, a billion years later, you're going to be gone. You know? But, Ridley Scott didn't address that in the story. He just decided, they for some reason decided that they were going to give up gender.
Well, here's the thing, though, and to me that doesn't sound like too much of a stretch, because I kind of feel like most species, we'll look at the human species, they don't really, most people just think of like their immediate shit, you know what I mean, like them and their kids. They don't really think of like 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, oh, we're gonna make things better for generations to come. So I don't think it's that hard to believe that aliens would also just be not, I guess, short-sighted, but not, you know what I mean?
Could have been they were living on a planet when they made that decision, and they didn't want to overpopulate the planet.
Yeah, and then later on,
they became
spacefaring, so.
Could have been. But, there were certain scenes in Prometheus, and a lot of shit got cut out. And then later, you know what I mean, when the DVD came out, there was more in there, and then parts of the script leaked. But I knew something was up when that engineer goes back on the human ship and standing in that wrecked ship and looking at the damn video of the little girl playing the violin, and it's just mesmerized. And it's because he's seeing a little girl. They didn't have gender. So he's like, oh, they did it. You know, they did it. They isn't that wonderful? Because, he couldn't reproduce, but he was seeing a version of himself that could. He'd never seen a pretty little girl play a violin, which that would have been like something wonderful to a type of person like that, who's a big fucking androgynous spaceman, fucking 7 feet tall, without a tallywhacker and an exoskeleton. You can live forever, but you can't experience fucking, just normal pleasures of just like love, and having children. And so I knew that was like an important scene, but there was no explanation for it. I was like, he's mystified by this little girl. And I'm looking at them and I'm going, I guess they don't have any little girls because all the shit that they released, it was just dudes.
Yeah.
They're not even dudes. They're androgynous.
Yeah.
Which it kind of gives some depth to it. We take shit like that for granted.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue, like, and I'm not saying that if somebody offered me immortality, I would take it in a heartbeat, probably. As long as I had enough money to sustain myself for the rest of forever.
You'd have to work the rest of your life.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to do that anyway.
But think of how much you could save during that time. You could save up all kinds of wealth.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, well, I mean, you never know. If you could check out anytime you wanted, you might get sick of it after a while and be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm kind of tired of it. But then on the other side of it, you also have to argue that it's like, well, because humans die, that's sort of like what gives their life meaning to some extent because they know that it's just temporary.
All right, good night, Tanya.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw she was going to bed.
Yeah.
Good night, Tanya. I know, so it's like very late where they are. Yeah, what is it? What did we determine? It's like 5 or 6 hours later, right?
Yeah. This getting late over
there. Joe says, "Is our subconscious the last frontier?"
No,
I don't know if there really is the last frontier, but
last frontier is death. You can see what's on the other side there.
And like, maybe the last frontier is like you said, becoming immortal, perhaps. But like I said, that opens up its whole other set of problems. I'm convinced
that I guess you could say virtual immortality is possible.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Whether it's possible in our lifetime, I'm not sure. It might be. It could be that we have technology now to extend life a few hundred years. And during that 100 years, we might be able to figure out how to extend it more indefinitely. But I would think it would be non-biological. In other words, you're somehow downloading your consciousness into an internet, basically.
Into virtual reality.
So you're no longer biological.
Like I said, like that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, like Black Mirror. And then through that, you can either live in internet fantasies, or you can come out and interact in the real world through a machine. Like you run around as a car, or you can run around as a robot. Maybe even a sexy robot. You don't know.
Tom would be a sexy.
I'd be a sexy robot. I'd be anything I want to. I'd come out and be an airplane. I'd come out.
I was gonna say you're gonna be an airplane.
I'd come out and be a car.
I make that joke because when he was a kid, he wanted to grow up and be an airplane.
Yeah, so we might be able to grow up and say I want to be an airplane.
He
laughed.
He wanted to be an airplane.
I want to be an airplane. I didn't want to be a pilot. I wanted to be an
airplane.
and I actually wanted to be a P-40 Tomahawk. From the Flying Tigers with the fucking mouth, with the sharp teeth.
I'm familiar with that.
I had that airplane that I wanted to be.
My dad had a model of that.
Yeah, I had a model of that airplane. I wanted to be that airplane.
Yeah.
I want to grow up and fly around like that airplane.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a pilot. I wanted to be the airplane. So, but you could do that if you were just a bunch of data. You know what I mean? But you still had your consciousness.
Well, you could do anything you wanted.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty rad. I would be down with that.
Yeah.
If you could actually download your consciousness. And if you could choose, like you could be in a physical...
You could be in a physical world, body, or you could be in the internet.
Like an avatar type of body. Or you could just go in and fart around in the internet for a while, like in The Sims or something. That would be cool.
You probably wouldn't need to have a home or vehicles. You could probably rent them and pop out and be in the real world for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Borrow them and then go back into the internet. Because there's probably no reason to own one. You could probably own one, though. You could probably make money in the internet and spend it on the outside world and have a whole house. And walk around in a fucking internet body and say, fuck it, I'm going back to the internet.
I'm going to go back in the internet for a while. See you guys later.
Yeah, and you could choose anybody you wanted. You know, you could get in your sexy robot body and get into a car and then drive the car and be the car on the drive there and then get to the car and then be the robot body and then come out and go to the fucking club and dance. And get it on with fucking living people or robot people. It wouldn't matter.
Or both at the same time.
You could be any sex you wanted. You could just change up and say, fuck, I'm going to be a hot chick tonight. Yeah, you could do anything you want.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be funny.
But like I said, the only thing that would suck is that probably it would be done by corporations and they would find a way to monetize everything. So it's like, obviously,
well, it probably would be.
Broke asses like me couldn't afford to do any
energy in the real world, energy and products represent the energy it takes to make them. So you'd have to pay for things. But as technology increases, things get cheaper. Like, for instance, a cell phone is what, a couple $100, maybe $100 for a couple $100 for a good one, right? What would a cell phone cost in 1941?
Yeah, that's true.
Trillions of dollars.
Well, shit, I remember in the 80s, like a VCR was like $1,000.
Yeah.
Or more.
If you had a cell phone...
Now you can't give them away.
and the internet, and you were to fucking move that back into time to 1941, you'd cause a world war. The fucking superpowers would be fighting to get their hands on that. Because that would be the holy grail.
Yeah,
That would have all the technology and all the fucking answers that they would need to run anything. You could run an entire country.
Yeah.
You could run an entire 1940s country on a cell phone.
Yep, you could.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be that hard.
You'd run all their fucking super science would be run on that cell phone. All right? They would fucking drop nuclear bombs on each other to get that fucking cell phone. So it would be priceless. Okay? Now, a chip out of that phone would still be priceless in the 1980s. And they would still know that was a chip, but they wouldn't know how to make it.
Yeah.
It would still be priceless. That chip now, that costs fucking $5 to make, will be worth less than a piece of paper in 5 years.
Yeah.
So things get cheaper as you go.
Yeah.
They just do. You can say, well, cars aren't cheaper. Well, cars aren't cheaper because they're packing a bunch of technology in them and they're trying to make more money on them. The first car that came out was a fucking, what, a Model T? Model A? It was like $200.
Which, I mean, that was a lot of money back then.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
But fucking, there wasn't anything in that.
No.
And if you were to make that
Shit
now...
didn't even have, like, a windshield wiper.
Yeah. But
they didn't even think of that until later.
If you were to take that car now, try to mass produce it and make it now, mass produce it with fucking just, a bunch of illegal alien labor, maybe some robots, that car would probably be worth about, $100. There wasn't much there. Especially if China was helping out. But it'd be $100 of today's money.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be any computer work in it. The belts were made out of leather. Okay? You can say, well, fuck the wood. That's too expensive. We'll just fucking make it out of plastic. Okay? You could get that down to next to nothing. Now, the thing is that when a company makes a product, they want to make a profit off of it. So they're going to put stuff in it and make it attractive to buy. They're not trying to make the cheapest thing. The cheapest fucking things that are made right now in India. Motorcycles. An Indian motorcycle, and they got a pretty good Bajaj motorcycle. Like $1,000. That's a lot of money for them. It's a little $250. But if we made that, it'd probably be made about fucking $6,000, $7,000. It's still a pretty nice little motorcycle. It's only $1,000. Shit, man, when you think about $1,500, that's not much money.
Not really.
Especially if you're financing it. Had that paid off in a year, you wouldn't even feel it. So things do get cheaper.
Yeah, they do. But, like I said.
Yeah. In 10 years, they're going to have humanoid robots.
Well, they're going that direction.
Yeah. They're going to look. They're going to be like those sex dolls. Like that one we got. They're walk around, talk, and have
She hasn't been on the show for a while.
Haven't brought her on the show in a while.
Little Ariel.
Yeah. That'll be walking around. The Chinese have a chassis they call the stone model, and it can walk around and it can do certain things. But you're talking about the price of a car. In 10 years, it'll be a fraction of that, and better.
Well, it's funny. I think even since we mentioned the movie Companion earlier, I think that they even mentioned in that movie that the companion robot. Spoiler alert: Sophie Thatcher's character is a companion robot. That he had to lease her.
Well, he didn't know. He says, "I don't even know you. I leased you."
Yeah. Yeah, she's a lease because she was like really, really expensive, which they would be like when they first came out. Because that movie is not set in the far future; it's just set,
near future,
like in the near future.
Yeah, she cost about what a car costs.
Yeah, So, you know, you would lease it like you lease a car, and you just pay like so much a month, however much it is, like, you know, between $200 and $600 or whatever. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, but eventually they'll be down to about $10,000. You know, that'll be about around $10,000 probably.
It'd be kind of cool to have one. I mean, it'd be kind of creepy, maybe. I don't know. You probably get over it.
Well,
it wasn't because people have said. Because when we used to have, because we have like, it's not a robot obviously, but it's just we have one of those.
It's a doll. Yeah.
It's not a real doll. It's a different company.
Brand. Yeah.
But it's a company that doesn't exist sort of realistic looking.
Looks like an anime girl.
But it looks like an anime girl.
Kind of. Well, it's actually she's modeled after a Disney character.
That's why she's named Ariel.
Yeah, she's the Little Mermaid.
She doesn't look like the Little Mermaid because we have like pink hair and like different clothes on her.
You can dress her up different ways. Yeah.
But because she doesn't have any hair, you can put wigs and stuff on her.
Yeah. But different eyes. You put different eyes.
But some people have said it's like, oh man, that's so creepy and stuff like that. But it's like I don't really think about it anymore. No. She's just hanging in the closet.
Yeah, she hangs in the closet. Standing there.
For a while she sat. For a while she sat in the chair, like in the corner of the room, and sometimes she's like on the bench, like at the end of the bed.
She's just a pretty little statue.
But she's just kind of hanging in the closet most of the time.
We were gonna make videos with it. We never really got around to making any videos with it.
Well, we
played around with it every now and then.
We still should, but like, she's kind of heavy, so she's kind of a pain.
Yeah, she's about 80 pounds.
Yeah, she weighs like as much as a small person.
Yeah, in another 10 years, those are gonna be walking around, talking.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to put on a dance and do shit. The simple shit that dudes would want from that, they'll be able to do that because you have video game type characters that do that same thing, the same inputs. They just have to be able to make sure that it knows what the horizon is and fucking its center of gravity, you know. But they're getting real good at that. So, but I know a French guy who designed that doll that we have.
Yeah.
And he's already working on the fucking robot sex dolls.
Yeah.
They're just looking for a chassis to put the outer skins on. He's already working on the animatronics for the face. The face is in the skin and underneath the skin to get things to move right. He's a French dude. And he's just way into that shit.
Yeah, he's got like a whole ass.
He's got a bunch of them.
And he's got a bunch of them that he made and a bunch of them that he has. And
he does photo shoots and shit like that. And companies hire him to fucking do the advertising and to help doing the research and development. And he's also a porn star. He fucking has girlfriends that he has sex with. He has sex with those dolls too.
Yeah,
he's actually having sex with the doll, having fun with them. Makes videos of it and everything.
Yeah,
and posts it for to see. That's part of the fucking sales pitch.
Well, yeah,
is to try to get rid of the stigma.
If it's a sex doll, you kind of want to show that.
Yes, that's what he does.
That's its main feature.
So I respect his game. Okay, yeah. There's no shame in his game. And
I like that it's kind of destigmatized.
And he's fucking selling a good product. They just want it to be robotized, and you know, fucking they're real close. And there's two different paths that it could go down. One path is where you're trying to replicate a human, where you can't tell apart. He doesn't like that path.
Yeah, that would be creepy. I don't like that. Yeah.
He says that's going to be uncanny valley and that he thinks that the market won't choose that.
Probably not.
And he says that people are going to get too emotionally weirded out over owning something that actually looks like a human being.
And acts like a human being.
Like one.
Yeah, that would be weird.
So he's going the other way. He wants it to look like a fun character.
Yeah, like it's not
like a
doesn't
Disney,
look like a human.
Doesn't look like a human being.
Like an anime character,
it's anime.
Something that's clearly not a person.
Or it's a Disney character. That it's hypersexual. That its proportions are outside human possibility. In other words, you know,
it's idealized or exaggerated.
It's exaggerated, right? And I agree with it. We talked about it. This is because he's like, why would a dude spend $40,000 on a woman when he can spend $40,000 on a superwoman.
On a fantasy character.
On a fantasy woman that's a fantasy character that exceeds...
That couldn't be like...
A woman couldn't exist.
Right.
Right. This is a fantasy woman.
Yeah.
Okay? This is something that you cannot get in nature.
Right.
It's not natural. So you're hyping the idea that it is not natural.
Yeah, that it's not a person.
You're fetishizing that.
Yeah. Which I think is the way
That's a better way to go.
I think so too.
Okay. And I think it's because the human mind will be able to absorb that better. Because you say, this isn't for real, this is just fun.
Yeah, because if it looked and acted like a real person, I mean,
there's gonna be
most people are just going to treat it like a real person. And you would be weirded out that you're like, you owned this thing and you can turn it off and stuff. I'd be really weirded out.
And then like emotional attachments and shit like that.
Yeah, you would start relating to it like it was a real person.
Yeah, you don't want that.
For all intents and purposes, it seems like a real person.
Yeah, you want just a fun experience similar to buying a motorcycle or a car or buying a fucking porn videotape or something like that. And this is an experience that a woman cannot give you. This is only a sex bot can give you this experience. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I think they should go in that
direction. Because you want to differentiate between a human and a non-human.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Because you want to have... One thing is that you want women to have their own area. Okay. You don't want to really infringe on that. It's the same thing. If a woman were to fucking buy a robotic dude, those will exist. And there's going to be dudes that are buying robot dudes, gay dudes.
Because, like I said, women and gay men will buy those as well.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what they're going to buy is not going to be the dude that they're going to date or marry. They're going to buy a fantasy character that will cater to their whims and do all kinds of shit. And it's going to have a certain look to it. And it's, I think, and it's going to be idealized. They don't want a realistic experience. A realistic experience, that dude's going to be farting. That dude's gonna be looking at some other chick walking by. It's gonna.
Who wants that?
Yeah,
nobody wants that. You can get that.
Yeah, you can get that already. Yeah,
we don't like that.
They want another experience, and I fucking kind of experience what I think it will be. It'd probably be a suave motherfucker. He's gonna have element of beefcake to her. He's also gonna be he's gonna listen to all her problems. He's gonna fucking talk to her.
See,
and
that's a big one.
Then he's gonna be almost kind of guru-like, and fucking.
Ideally, he's just gonna like listen to you talk.
Yeah.
He's not gonna interrupt or nothing like that.
He's gonna validate.
And then he's just gonna, and he's not gonna try and fix your problems or nothing. He's just gonna say, baby, it's gonna be okay. Like, I understand why you feel like that.
I would feel the same way.
You know what I mean? He's not gonna try and fix it or try to like explain shit to you or nothing like that, because women hate that shit.
Exactly.
So he would be like that. He would just listen to you.
Some ice cream.
Yeah, and then he would just like bring you a chocolate bar or something like that and be like, baby, it's gonna be okay. You got this. Yeah. You're the best chick ever. Yeah. You're this and that. Like, that's what a chick would want.
And then he's gonna go home in on you and give you head and put your hands on and like that. And he would smack you in the ass.
That'd be great.
Like that. You the best, baby. You, goddamn, you gorgeous. And yeah, it's gonna be like that.
It's gonna be like that.
And then she's gonna put him away. Okay, I've had enough.
Then we're gonna put him in the closet.
Yeah. Okay, I've had enough. All right. Yeah.
Well, see, that's like the best of both worlds, because it's like you can get all that, and then it's like you don't have to pick up his dirty socks off the floor. You don't have to listen to him farting at night.
Yeah.
He doesn't snore. Yeah. Like, you can just like put him in the closet and he'll be quiet.
Yeah. You go, okay. Yeah. Okay. Rob's coming over. Good. Okay.
Get in the closet.
Yeah. Get in the closet.
And he won't complain.
Yeah. Go make us dinner. Rob's coming over. Okay. Yeah. He'll make you guys.
And he'll do it, and he won't complain.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna get. And here is a fucking advantage that a lot of you girls are gonna like. Cause see, look, man, I already talked to French dude about the male versions, because we already had the shit figured out. He said, if have that shit in the United States, because of the legal system you have here, if fucking anybody ever invaded the home, that bitch would fight for you.
Yeah, you could also have one that would.
Yeah, and he'd be strong. Okay, get away from her. You fucking that bitch would come out and fucking defend you. So she's got her own fucking attack dog. You know, he's gonna follow the laws.
That would also be a good feature.
But there's gonna be, if you're a weak dude, that female robot do the fucking same thing, because it could probably be stronger than a man.
Yeah, because the female one could do it too. It's a robot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
here, man, you toss her a fucking gun, and she's like, we got this. You know?
Or an axe or whatever you're into.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Right. She can't be killed. So, you know, here.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Right.
She has no fear. Someone new has arrived. R-worded. Hello, friends. I'm pro-human. Unless it's a dog. Dogs are superior. I think dogs are... Actually, cats are also better than humans. We have 3 cats. So, yeah, we talk about our cats quite a bit. We talked about them earlier, actually. I'm new here.
Okay.
What is the nature of y'all's podcast?
Oh, it's everything. It's all across. Let me go to the restroom.
Let me explain a little bit. When we first started out, we started out mostly doing paranormal shit and, true crime here and there. As time went on, it got more into like a live stream situation. And now we've gotten to a point where we do 3 live streams a week. Monday night is a movie review. It's usually a horror movie, but not because I'm a big horror nerd. But you know what I mean? We've reviewed pretty much everything. We've been doing this since 2016, I think we started. So we've been on almost 10 years at this point. And then Wednesday night's show is usually our kind of main show where we have a topic. Like I said, usually true crime, but we do other stuff too. Any kind of like historical mysteries or anything like that. Friday night show, which you are listening to right now, is called Sidetracks. And this is just, we kind of get drunk and talk about whatever. Like there's no set topic. We just talk about whatever comes up. And we're usually on for a couple of hours. And this is actually my favorite show of the week. We started doing Sidetracks several years ago because I had noticed on the regular show, we kept getting sidetracked and we kept going off on different tangents and things like that. And I was getting annoyed about it. And I was just like, man, we should do a whole show that's just that so we can try and stay on topic on our regular show. Did it work? No. Our regular show on Wednesday is still also full of sidetracks. But you know what I mean? What are you going to do? We just kind of... I don't know if we have ADHD or what the problem is, but we can't stay on one fucking topic. But you know, this show was supposed to alleviate that, but if anything, it probably made it worse. But you know what I mean. We still have a good time. So yeah.
Yeah, who's this talking?
Our word, it says, I too enjoy a little ass smacking, don't we all?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do kind of feel like, that it's interesting because I kind of feel like if you ask Tom right now, and I'm sure he will say, if you were going to buy a sex bot.
Yeah.
You could probably describe like what you would want it to look like.
Yeah.
If you said to me, like if you were going to have a sex bot, but I wouldn't want just a sex bot. I would want like a companion bot that could do other shit.
Yeah. It had to be multi-purpose.
Can you clean my bathroom? Will you do my laundry?
Yeah.
Can you do like some clerical work?
We're going to be gone for a few days. Feed the cats.
Yeah, feed the cats.
Just shit like that.
Just do shit for me. Be like an assistant.
Well, you'd be able to talk to it through the internet too.
Sex bot would be like the minor thing, a minor thing.
Yeah.
But if you ask me like what would I want it to look like, I have no fucking idea. I don't know.
Jen's bisexual, so it'd be whatever.
Honestly, I might do a chick bot, or to be honest, I might do. I think I would kind of prefer an androgynous one.
Yeah, kind of like a fucking like a hot soft butch type chick.
Or a femmy dude.
Okay, all right. It'd be up to you.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Like if you showed me a catalog, maybe I could pick. I don't know.
I'd probably pick something.
Like I said, I don't have a type, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm bisexual, so I'm just kind of.
Yeah. I'd probably pick something kind of like Ariel, but curvier. Kind of like curvier than that.
Yeah, I think I pretty much know. I mean, if theoretically someone gave us a catalog, like I said, of like sex bots, I could probably pick out which ones you would like.
Yeah.
Because you have a definite type.
Well, I got several types.
You got several types.
Yeah.
But
I'm not real narrow focused.
But there is shit that you like. Like I said, I don't really have a type as such.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I know it when I see it, I guess. And sometimes
Jen likes the vibe.
I like a vibe.
Yeah. It just depends on you show up, you're looking right, you're acting right.
So if I see a picture, I'm just kind of like, that's a nice picture, but it's like I don't see
everything at once.
I don't know you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? You might be a dick. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of have to vibe with somebody in person. Or online works too, but it's just kind of like, just seeing a picture of them, it doesn't really, it doesn't really do much of anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't know that person.
Yeah, a lot of women aren't very visual.
Yeah.
They're more multi-input. It's got to be a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to like pin down.
But guys are like that too. Guys are sometimes, well, it's all about looks. Looks get you in the door. And that's just the way it is with women too. Looks will get you in the door. You fucking say and do the wrong things, if fucking either a man or a woman will X you out. I fucking, you know what I mean? I'll some of these videos, you know, the guys are posting videos, TikTok videos of women complaining about relationships, and then afterwards they're like, well, of course she has problems, you know. But you'll see, okay, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Probably.
You'll see a successful chick that works in the office in her 30s. She looks great. But you're dealing with Sarah.
I'm gone.
Okay? You know, just
remember how we saw her?
Yeah. You're dealing with that.
I'll tell that story in a minute.
Right.
I mean, it's not much of a story.
And they're just talking and just running at the fucking mouth and just saying fucking crazy shit, and just everything is some kind of a fucking stereotypical, or a fucking what do you call it? Not stereotypical. Everything's a cliche that comes out of the mouth. Just like, shut the fuck up. And those are the kind of girls who just get ghosted. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they look like.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like chicks like that, like they get a lot of first dates.
Yeah, but they don't get second
dates. But
dates.
then they don't usually get called back.
Just because you're like, ugh.
Because it's like, you know, they're good looking, but it's just kind of like after a while, like some people put up with them for a while, but then after a while you're like, nah, not worth it.
There's a lot of good looking women that are in the hit and quit category where, like, yeah, I want to fuck her. She's got some nice titties. I like her ass. She won't shut the fuck up. And God, she's annoying. Fuck, she's annoying. And so, oh, that's so sexist. No, it's not sexist. You don't know who we're talking about, or you're one of them. Jen knows exactly what I'm talking about. Jen couldn't stand her.
Still can't.
And here's the thing, Jen. Sometimes I'll talk about when women aren't like that. She was that type of personality is actually kind of like the national norm. That's
I know.
That's like the middle norm. That's
why do you think
that.
Why do you think when I was a child I just opted out of normie society?
Yeah,
like,
that's like the norm.
I was just kind of like I can't relate to these people.
Yeah. I'm out. It's a real yuppie. Back in the days, it was a yuppie mentality.
Yeah, I can't hang.
And they were like
with people like that.
Yeah.
I just can't. It just irritate the piss out of me, and I'm not really good at hiding my irritation.
Very superficial. Very superficial. Extremely talkative. Really judgmental. It's just and real shallow. And fucking just annoying, and fucking demanding, and they can't understand why you don't love them, and you just met them, and they're annoying. You don't love you. Get they're just weird. It's weird. And that bitch was stalking me. Jen was there.
Oh my god.
Calling me. I'd be hanging out with her, and she'd be calling me. This is when we were friends. We weren't really
before we started dating.
We were messing around every now and then, but we
weren't like official.
We were hanging out. We were like friends. We were friends first.
For a long time. For like a year and a half. We were
dating other people, and then sometimes we'd hit, but we still hanging out. And I just couldn't stay away from her.
Yeah, that's how that.
So we were just like, fuck it.
I know it doesn't sound like super romantic, I guess, when you say it like that.
No,
but that's kind of the best way.
Every expert that I've
because, like I said, it's funny to think that like we were hanging out for like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was dating other people. I was dating other people. I had just gotten divorced, like, not too long ago.
Yeah. I'd been divorced for about 5 years.
And he had been divorced before, too. Yeah. So we'd both been married before. And, but we just kept hanging out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, hey,
stay away from
come over my house. Yeah. And he would come over my apartment and like cook for me. And he's like, hey, come over and we'll come to work with me at the farm, or we'll watch movies or something like that. And we would go to the club together all the time. People thought we were a couple a long time before we were. And then it just happened that like after
a while, I was just fuck it, we're a deal. Yeah, you're my girlfriend.
I said,
she's like, yeah, I'm your girlfriend. Yeah, you're my girlfriend.
That's how it happened. Like
yeah.
I remember it. We were at Venue 13.
I introduced her as my
girlfriend. When it was
girlfriend.
at the Chinese restaurant. It's a Chinese restaurant.
So friends of mine came in. I introduced her as my girlfriend.
This is my girlfriend, and like I didn't say anything at the time, but then after those people left, I was just kind of like, so.
Am I your girlfriend? And I was like, yeah, you're my girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
And then we started making out.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. It was.
That's how it happened.
Well, it didn't. And then all of a sudden, people were like, well, finally. What the fuck? You know what I mean? But
they're like, well, duh.
But no.
It's like you guys have been like joined at the hip for like
years later. I was listening to like a relationship expert, and they said, and they described the way that the perfect long lasting relationships actually are, and it was exactly like that.
Yeah. Here's what's funny.
We couldn't stay away from each other because we were such good friends.
Yeah.
We would just talk.
Yeah.
And fucking, I just couldn't stay away from her.
Yeah.
So, because we have so much in common.
And
here's the thing. A lot of these bitches fucking, one they're talking about, these fucking yuppies they couldn't go out with dudes because they're another political party. Oh, he's a Republican. Me and Jan fucking are different political parties. It didn't have anything to do with that. We're like opposites. That don't matter. Does not fucking matter because you're not trying to be the same. You're trying to complete. You're trying to complete one another and cover each other's blind spots.
Yeah.
And fucking.
We're a lot different. We're a lot the same, but we're a lot different.
Yeah. And here's another thing is that we're different on politics, but we're damn near agree on everything. Almost everything in the real world. When something happens, oh no, that fucker's got to go. Fucking in an actual real life situation, we always agree.
Pretty much.
Something goes down in the club. He's got to get out. Oh, we got to get rid of this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that bitch, she's crazy. It's just, yeah. So, political ideology's fucking up a lot of relationships. You don't have to agree on religion and politics. You just have to like each other.
Yeah, you just have to and respect that person.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And want to
Jen
spend
comes
time
up with
that
shit that I
person.
didn't think about, so I was like, yeah, okay, we do it that way. Really what it is that a dude's job is just really security. Make sure you're not getting attacked.
He's security.
Just security, yeah. Nobody's going to fuck with her. Nobody's going to fuck with me. It's just security. Okay? That's all that matters. And the male mind is very good at security. Women aren't as good at security because they're open. They're protective. Well, they're open to people that sometimes will attack them. Sometimes.
I don't know if I'd say that, though, because women, especially in the United States, and I know
some women have
like
good
this,
vibes.
We
can feel it.
Well, we're predated upon.
Yeah.
From when we're quite young.
Yeah.
You get weirdos like leering at you from when you're like 11, 12 years old. So you learn to be cautious.
Yeah.
If there's a dude acting a little bit sketchy, you need to like cross the street. You need to do this and that. So you need to have your keys in your hand like that so you can poke them in their eyeballs. Like, you know what I mean? We all know. Yeah. All the girls know the drill.
We live in Florida. It's a great place, but it's filled with Florida, man. It's a jungle here. You might have to fight. That might that is going to include beating people up with fists, pulling guns, and shooting people. There's all kinds of shit that's on the table here. This is not the Wild West. It's worse. The Wild West is calm compared to it is now.
Luckily, I haven't had too much bad shit happen to me. But, I've had your standard stuff that pretty much all women everywhere have had, where, like, dudes coming up in the car, trying to get you in the car, like, all this other kind of shit. Dudes following you, shit like that. Calling you, like, stalking, that kind of shit. Like, we've all had that kind of crap happen. So pretty much everybody I know has had that happen to some degree, some way worse than others. But, I don't know. I was going to say, like, before you started off on that, I was like, one of the things that I thought was really funny that I just remembered when you were talking about us hanging out all that time and people, finally were a couple now or whatever.
They're like, oh yeah.
Do you remember like at iBar, now Barbarella, when it was downtown still, And I actually brought a dude I was dating at the time, not the big tall dude, Mike, but that other dude that I dated
that
for a
guy,
while.
that little dude. Yeah. I didn't like
he
that
was
guy.
he wasn't little, but he was.
He was littler than the other guy.
Well, that dude was 6'5".
That dude was cool though.
I liked him a lot.
I liked him.
He's still cool. I haven't talked to him for a long
that
time,
guy,
but he was.
You
a cool
see,
dude.
that's some shit.
But he was a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
That was one thing that kind of weirded me, which I didn't realize when I first went out with him. We were talking. We had talked online for a long time, and then we went out, and then he said something. I don't remember what it was, but he said something that kind of pinged in my head, like, oh my god, like how old is this fucking motherfucker?
Yeah.
And then he's 11 years younger.
That guy. I thought you were talking about the dude that didn't want you hanging out with me.
I was just gonna, it was that guy.
It was that guy? Okay.
And like, so we had gone I don't remember where we went to dinner or something like that. And then we went to
I was
Ibar.
like, who's this motherfucker trying to possess a bitch?
Yeah, and then...
You just showed up, bitch.
Well, that's what I mean. And it's like, and he didn't like that I was hanging out with Tom. And I was hanging out with other people too, because I know...
Yeah.
You know,
he saw me as a threat.
Pretty much everybody there. But like, so we were hanging out, and he just got really mad, and he was just like, well, I'm just going to leave if... Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. You see, the thing is that, like we talk about some of the shit in the past. You say, well, this motherfucker must not have jealousy. No, I have jealousy when she's being violated. Oh, yeah, I'll get mad. But the dudes that she was dating that I liked them. We weren't a couple. We were dating other people.
Yeah, at that time.
I was dating other people. And, no. The big tall dude, he was younger than you too, I think, by a couple years.
No, I said he was 11 years younger.
He was 11 years
That's
younger?
who I was talking about.
The big tall one?
Yeah, 11.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah, he was 11.
He was huge.
Yeah, he was.
He was a good dude, though. I like that guy.
He could carry me on his back like it was nothing.
Yeah, he was a good dude. Fucking, we'd be up at the club, fucking hang out, shit, fucking shooting the shit, and fucking yeah. Oh yeah, she's hot. We talk about you. Yeah, she's hot, man. Fucking listen to that. And he knew that we had messed around.
Yeah,
we did.
Well, he had just.
But he wasn't
divorced also.
But we were all divorced.
And I think he was kind of off and on seeing other chicks.
Yeah,
also.
he was dating other people.
We weren't like exclusive.
Yeah, we were all divorced people.
Yeah.
So
he had just divorced.
When you've been divorced already, you're not quite as fucking like possessive or jealous in the same way. Everything you're cool with everything. As long as you like everybody, it's all right. It's a different situation. But no, I liked that guy. It's just he was too young and he wanted to party and he just.
Which I get. I mean, he had married young just like I did, and he had just gotten divorced, and he was just getting back out there. Yeah. And he wanted to, go crazy.
Yeah.
He was into me, and we had a really good time for several months. But, like, he wanted to play the field more, which I get because, he hadn't really had a chance.
He was freely...
Because, like I said, he's newly free.
Yeah. I know the feeling, dude. Newly free. Yeah.
It's it's hilarious. His job was his mom owned a company that made, like, pasties and crotchless panties and all that kind of stuff, and so he worked in the factory like making that like sexy ass clothes and stuff like that. He loved it. So he was kind of all he would do like a lot of the parties, like the body painting, burlesque. He was real into like the burlesque scene, like not so much in the goth scene. He was kind of more which is kind of adjacent. That's kind of, so we started talking about that, and I went to a couple events like that, like with him, but yeah, he's a good dude. He was a good dude. Tom liked him, like I said, because we were friends then. But like that other dude I was dating, that was a lot shorter term. I just met him like at Ibar like on Halloween or something. Yeah. And I think I was there by myself, or I was only there with like some other friend, and she took off with somebody else or something like that.
Yeah. So Klaus is still here, man. Good to see you still here, Klaus.
But yeah, so
yeah.
So yeah, I think we've talked about the stalker situation that you had.
Yeah.
And it wasn't this past Memento Mori.
Yeah.
It was the one before that.
No, it was like three of them before, I think, wasn't it?
It was.
She showed back up. My stalker showed back up.
Well, she'd been gone. She had a boyfriend.
She'd been in Germany for a while.
And she lived in Germany. Like, was he German? I don't know.
Yeah, he was German.
And she lived in Germany for a long time.
Yeah.
And so she came back.
She came back pissed off, too.
And the weird thing is that she messaged him.
Yeah, she started talking to me again.
When she came back.
And she's like, I'm back, this and that.
And then...
And she was like, where are you at? Why aren't you coming out? She goes, I'm not ready to come out. I says, you must have gotten fat.
And then she
was like, "You are so fucking evil." And I was just like, "You fat, aren't you?" Then she shut me off. She's
not fat.
No, but she showed back up. She wasn't fat. She looked exactly the same.
She looked exactly the same. She hasn't aged today.
And I had gained a lot of muscle since I saw her. And I didn't know she was here.
Well, the funny thing
is that... I thought you said something that she was here.
No, what happened was you went over to the bar. You went to the bathroom, and then you went to the bar. And then me and Shauna were standing over at the other side where we usually stand.
Yeah, it was without warning.
And we saw her on the dance floor. And me and Shauna looked at each other like, oh fuck, that bitch is back. Yeah. Like, because Shauna hates her too. Yeah. And, I mean, I kind of feel like everybody hates her. And then, like, so Tom comes back with the drinks. He's like, you'll never believe who's here. I'm like, yes, we saw her.
I was up there getting some drinks. And I fucking felt some heat on the side of my fucking face like that. And I turned. And there she was.
Wait, she was right there?
Right there. Right there about fucking 6 feet away, just staring at me, just glaring at me. In that fucking skin-tight black dress.
That same one she always wears.
Yeah, skin-tight black
dress. Is that
dress.
the only dress she owns?
No, I think just everything she has is skin-tight. She's a very good-looking woman.
Yeah, she's not ugly.
She's tall, thin, which not really my type. I don't like the tall, thin type, but she's... I didn't hit, but I almost did. It's a long story how this shit happened.
I think we've told this
story
before.
I went home with her once.
But they didn't.
And I got out of it. I saw what was there, and fucking, she's like, you don't have a condom? I says, no, I ain't gotta go. Oh, no, I said, okay, well, I'm going to sleep then. And she got mad. She got mad. No, that's all right. I'm good. No, I'm good. No, if I can't hit, and I'm going to sleep. She's like, I've been drinking anyway. She stole me that night anyway, fucking, and I was drunk, and she grabbed me when Jen had her back turned, because she went out with that tall guy, and she left you here.
I didn't, though.
Yeah, she didn't know. She did? Yeah, she's not coming back. I'll take you home.
You see what that bitch does?
Yeah, she stole me. I said, all right. She took me back to her place, though, not home.
Of course.
In that damn sports car. This is some Florida shit here, man. This is probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Long time ago.
Like I said, this is before we were official.
But she hadn't changed. She looked exactly the same.
She looked exactly the same. Exactly.
So I turned around like that, and I went, Sarah. And she's looking at me like that. That's just, you haven't changed a bit, Sarah. You look great. And fucking that made her fucking mad.
Oh, I bet.
You haven't changed a bit, Sarah. You look great. Fucking, and I just took the drinks and turned around and walked off.
I thought
you feel the heat.
I thought you told me.
Yeah.
You told me later that night that you had said to her,
"Yeah,
my wife will be happy to see you." Like
yeah. Something like that. So my wife will be happy to see you. That's right.
She knows I hate her.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you told. Cause I just remember that you told me that you said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
remember the first part. I said my wife's gonna be happy. My wife's gonna be jacked to see you. Some shit like that. It's just shit like that. And she just fucking scowled. And shit.
Maybe that's why she never came back.
Yeah.
Because I kept expecting.
Yeah.
Because after that. Even now, like when we've been going out to Barbarella and stuff, I keep like every now and then like glancing at the door, like, is that bitch? Is that? Because I saw a girl last week that kind of looked like her, and I was like, is that bitch back? But she hasn't come back.
She's tall and thin.
Maybe that's why.
She's probably about 50 by now.
I mean, I thought she was our age. Yeah, at least.
You wouldn't know by looking at her.
No, she's real young looking. As a lot of goths our age tend
tall,
to
thin, black hair parted on the side, real short. She looks like something out of the 60s. She wears like little 60s type dresses. She looks like something out of Breakfast at Tiffany's or some shit like that. Kind of like that.
She's like a goth version.
Like a goth little 60s type. She's definitely trying to... Yeah, she looks like something out of a fucking New Order video or something.
She's like very sophisticated.
Yeah, that's what she looks like. Black hair, brown eyes. Gaunt looking. You're trying to think of anybody who kind of looks like that?
I know there's some. I'm trying to think like of a type.
Yeah, I could show a picture of her.
Don't do that.
All right.
Don't give her any more attention.
Give her attention. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like so. Her showing back up after all of this time.
Yeah, she showed up.
I was just kind of like, what the fuck?
She didn't come back out though.
Yeah, I thought now this is going to be like a regular thing.
She'd be back every week.
I thought so too. I was just like, fuck me. Yeah. Like this is all I need.
I would look. I would just would have been amused. I would. I wouldn't have been pissed off.
The reason I'm pissed off about it, I know you don't take it seriously.
She's not gonna do anything.
Well, I know that, but it's like, and I know you're not into her and stuff, but it's just like, why I hate it is because she was like fucking constantly disrespecting me.
Yeah, she was constantly.
And the fact that you're kind of okay with it kind of makes me mad.
No, I was not okay with it.
Like you're kind of okay.
I was not okay with it.
Disrespecting me all the time.
Bullshit. See, that's just what you're thinking. I was not okay with it.
You know.
I just laughed at it because.
Well, like I said, it's kind of like dismissing it. Like I'm just kind of like that bitch is like legit trying to like. She's ruining my fucking night.
Jen fucking tossed her ass. Jen's physically stronger than her. Okay, looking upon they got into it one time and started fighting. And Jen
this is a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Jen just dominated her. Fucking so Jen could defend herself. That girl
was completely shocked that I did
that girl don't have a.
Well, here's the thing. Like
that girl can't do anything to her.
I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
Until I'm not.
Yeah.
And if you and I'm patient.
And that was before Jen started lifting.
And I'll put up with a lot of shit. Because I'm like, it's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the trouble. But if you just keep fucking with me and keep fucking with me and keep pushing, I'm going to snap.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And that's what eventually happened. Like, she just kept doing that for like years and years. Like, just little shit.
I didn't know that shit was happening.
Little shit. And it just added up.
That particular night.
And that one night, I was just kind of like, enough. That's enough.
That one night, it happened behind my back. We were dancing, and they were up on the stage, and she started pushing her.
Well, I was just leaning against the wall, like and I think I was talking to somebody. It might have been Shauna. It might have been somebody else. And,
by the time I knew what was going on, Jen had already fucking solved the shit. And I was like, oh, it was. I just thought it was funny. I was like, that's right, you fucked her up. She didn't punch her or anything like that. No. She just fucking set her right, you know. And it was just.
Like I said, she'd been doing little passive aggressive shit like that, and I'd put up with it for like years.
It started when me and Jen were hanging out, and she came up. She was trying to butt in, try to talk, and she had. I was already kind of like, man, this chick's fucking annoying. And she brought her sister. Now, both of them insisted that we talk to them, and we're like, look, we're talking to each other. We'll talk to you guys in a bit, type of deal. Oh, no. And
well, you have to talk to us
they're
right
very
now.
much fucking very like, obnoxious. Very much like, oh no.
You have to pay attention to me.
We're center of attention. What are you talking about? They're that type. And it's, I understand the culture. They were very kind of like goth yuppies. Well, she's a goth yuppie. Her sister was just a yuppie. And they're very much, look at me. I'm the it girl. I'm center of attention. How dare you not how dare you not like me? Very much like that.
I hate people like that.
Yeah. How dare you don't think I'm cooler than you?
I'm like, bitch, you're not that
special.
Basically,
it's kind of like that.
Down.
And this is a long time ago now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is all
prior
water
to this,
this is all water under the
prior
bridge.
to this, before we were dating, y'all were kind of talking online. And you told me that she tried to set up a couple dates, like, hey, let's go out, like, and then, like, she'd always, like, blow it off or not do it.
Something like that.
And, like, shit like that.
It's been a long time. I don't remember.
Yeah. So she was constantly trying to, like, get you.
Yeah.
And she was always trying to, like, subtly, like, undermine me, trying to get in between us, like, that kind of shit.
She was trying to get me to fucking strive for her.
Yes.
And you can't approach me that way. We got to be friends.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like...
Because you try doing shit like that, and Tom's just like, nah.
Yeah. I don't...
You're not worth that much effort.
I don't really... I don't simp. She was trying to get me to simp. I don't simp. You know? Fucking we either hit it off or we don't. You know? I don't... Oh, I'm gonna capture this fine specimen. You know, I come from a background of plenty. I'm not real desperate. If you're real good looking, I'll appreciate that. That doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking have to have you. I'm not like that. It's gonna be everything about personality. That's the fucking funny thing, because I'll sit here and talk about physicality, but I won't move on you unless there's a personal connection, really. Yeah, that's really what kind of what's going to... Well, no. I'm going to back up on that. I'll hit and quit. But I'm not going to take you seriously unless there's some kind of personal connection.
Right.
You know, I'll just enjoy the physicality of it. I was kind of raised just doing that. That's not really what I was looking for, though.
Yeah.
You know, because I was getting that when I was hanging out with Jen. I just hit and quit on these other girls, but I just couldn't stay away from Jen. We just kept talking.
Yeah, he just.
I could trust her. I liked her.
Yeah.
And we had a lot in common, and we were like speaking the same language. It was all the same vibe. You know, and what she said made total sense. And I'd say something, and fucking she makes sense. And I told her something. I'd say, "Mina, this is what I went through," and she's like, "Oh yeah, you know." She understood it. You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't really like, you know, hide anything. I wasn't like fronting or anything. You know what I mean? I didn't have to, because so that's just part of friendship. Well, that's really where relationships should come from. They shouldn't come from this putting on an air.
Yeah, because eventually you're going to find out what that person's really like.
Yeah, and they're also not really status or income related, because that's always temporary.
Yeah, I mean, that could change in a second.
Yeah, these chicks fucking, well, he's got to have 6 figures, and he's got to work for this kind of company. Yeah, okay, so you hook up with that dude, and then he loses his job 2 years later.
Then what are you going to do?
Well, now what are you going to do? Yeah.
Like, you going to dig in
now
and
you don't even like that bitch.
Or, yeah,
you don't even like that bitch, and now he doesn't have that job. And now that car that he bought you is fucking starting to get fucking claimed.
He's gonna get repo
because you're not paying. He can't pay the bill anymore. So all that shit you were fucking going for, and you don't even like this motherfucker.
Right.
So,
like I said, it's just better. It is kind of better the way we did it.
According to all the experts, what they described was like, oh shit.
That's because I actually liked you and trusted you before.
Long before we were a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
we were kind of a thing in the beginning. It just wasn't really.
Yeah, we didn't like put it.
It wasn't official.
Right.
And we were still just trying it out.
And yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And then eventually we were like, yeah, okay, why not?
It happened by natural selection.
Yeah. And then, 12, 13 years later, he's like, man, I should probably get married. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did. But you know what I mean. Just funny.
Well, a couple of things happened along the way where we kind of almost did it before that, but and then I started not feeling good, man, because I didn't know what was wrong, but I had hit andropause.
Yeah.
Which is male menopause. Went back on test, I started feeling a lot better. So let's get married.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die.
You did, yeah.
I was like, I don't want to live anymore.
I know, you were like that for a while.
Yeah. Fucking having fucking high testosterone levels up here and then just plummeted down, man. That's a huge fucking blow to me. I was just like, man, something's wrong. I didn't know what was wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't feel good. You started getting real fucking negative. And I started hearing about the fucking testosterone. And I was like, well, that's bullshit there, man. That's that fake shit. That can't be. Just started hearing more and more about it. And I was like, oh, and must be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I fucking had my shit tested. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That was the time and everything. Started taking tests, got a lot fucking better. Quick, overnight. Jen said it was like overnight.
It was, I mean, it was probably longer than that, but to me it seemed like it was overnight.
Yeah. At least no more than a week.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Yeah.
Like you were immediately
felt a lot better. Yeah, and then fucking started getting better and bigger and stronger, and fucking just because I started doing more and more junk. More I found out about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I should have done this shit when I was 30.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's just the biggest difference to me was just kind of like you were a lot more positive. You actually wanted to do stuff. You were like enthusiastic about stuff. Yeah. It's like you weren't really like that for a while.
Yeah, I went on the sauce in the late 40s. I should have gone on that shit in my fucking 30s. Knowing what I know now, I would have gone on at about 30.
Yeah.
Slowly, and just ramped it up. It would have been. I'd had a lot better quality of life during that fucking 40s period. I was okay in the 30s.
Yeah.
30s, 40s. But I started to decline in my mid 40s. I could feel it.
Because I think, well, when I met you, you were probably early 40s. Because I think I was
38.
Well, no, I think I was 38. So you must have been
39, maybe. About 39.
And you're like 3 years old.
I didn't look 39 though.
No.
I looked like most people didn't know I was that old.
I think you're what, like 3 years older than me.
Yeah,
right?
I looked like I was about 30 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we tend to preserve.
I was skinny.
Well. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I was a small frame kind of skinny guy.
Yeah, that was before you got all jacked and stuff.
Yeah.
You were pretty thin.
Started putting on belly weight in my late 40s and fucking then started feeling bad. And like, what the fuck is this? Age, man. Fucking lack of testosterone. I've been shooting that shit up. Oh, yeah. I'm a bear. I feel bad. Come here. I'm gonna fuck this shit. Yeah. You come right back.
Yeah, you did, like I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy crap. Now I'm like...
I'm a fucking monster now.
Yeah, he's always doing stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm like fucking 56 and beating dudes up in their fucking 20s. In bar fights and shit. But that's just how it is. They do bad things. They grab her ass. You're going to get your ass fucking beat.
Well, yeah, by somebody.
Defend your woman, you know. I wouldn't have been that way in my fucking 40s. I'd have been bashful. I'm on your ass fucking beating the shit out of you before I even made the decision to do it. It's just fucking... I got you. I drove half the damn bar out.
I think that was kind of like how I felt like that night that I did that shit with Sarah, because like I said, it had just accumulated.
Yeah.
Because remember how we were saying before how like dudes will be like, you know,
all right, Klaus, I'll see you, bro.
Good night, Klaus.
Yeah.
Finally going to bed. It was probably like 3 a.m. there.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m.
You know how you said like dudes will like there'll be fucked up shit, but then like everything, and then you kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Women are like the opposite. I said the way women get mad, it's just kind of like everything is like a little Lego, like it's a minor thing.
Yeah.
A little Lego piece, but it's like that. It's put in a pile. And then, like, another little minor thing happens, and then another Lego goes in the pile, and then another Lego, and another Lego. And as soon enough, you have, like, this big, huge pile of Legos. And everyone's pile of Legos is a different... I mean, everybody has a different tolerance for how big your pile of Legos can get. But there will come a point where you can't take the shit anymore. It's too many Legos, and you're gonna fucking snap. You know what I mean? You'll put up with a lot. Some people won't. Like, some people only be a small pile of Legos. I have a pretty big pile of Legos. But after that, you're just going to flip out. So, like I said, I put up with this bitch's bullshit, this little passive-aggressive minor shit. It was minor shit. Like, if other people saw it, it's just they'd feel like, that's kind of fucked up. But it's like, it wasn't anything major. But it was just every little thing was another Lego in the pile.
Yeah. That's why I really couldn't do anything about it.
So, finally, the pile got to a point where I was just like, man, fuck this bitch. It's been like... I don't remember, it was like 2 or 3 years at this point that I've been putting up with her stupid crap. And finally, I was just kind of like, she did one last thing. I was just leaning against the wall, minding my own business. I wasn't doing anything to her. I think it was Shauna, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think we were just leaning against the wall talking or something. And she walked by with somebody, and very deliberately, you girls know what I'm talking about, very deliberately, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like with her fucking elbow. And I was like, you know what? Pap! And I just like grabbed her neck. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And pushed her against the railing. Like it's up on this stage and there's like a railing. And I just squeezed.
Yeah.
And her eyes were big. Like she couldn't believe I did it.
Yeah. See, I couldn't do anything about it because, like I said, it was minor shit and it was between girls.
But it builds up.
I couldn't do anything about it.
We don't forget any of that shit. Every minor thing, it's filed away.
Yeah.
And eventually it gets to a point where the file drawer is overflowing, and then you got to do something about that shit.
It was fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jen handled it. But,
and the hilarious thing is she went to the bartender, who back then was Lee, who's a friend of ours, and complained. And when she said it was me that did it, he was like, "Nah, fuck off." He hated her too. All the bartenders hated her because she was an asshole.
That was one of the things that fucking ended up going into her corner. Like, I'm gonna fucking go out with this chick because she was willing to fight for me. Because those two were competing over me, and fucking she was getting out of line, Sarah, and fucking she's like, fuck it. She stood up for herself, and I was like, okay.
I just got sick of it. I was like, really, okay, bitch? I was like, we really doing this fucking like, junior high school bullshit?
Like, yeah, okay. I was like, okay, she can handle her business.
It's like, I'm gonna strangle
She'll
your
fight.
ass right now.
I like that. Guess what, Jen? It's almost 11.
It is, yeah. Count Orlock just got here. And was like,
Count Orlock. I hadn't seen him here in a long time. Where the fuck?
No, he was just here.
Yeah.
Like maybe not.
Haven't got a super chat all night too.
Oh, I know.
Where is everybody? Are people coming in and out?
Yeah.
I don't know if Grant's still here.
Getting late. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Count Orlock said, "Been catching up with all the episodes of Stranger Things." Yeah, I already watched all that. I'll probably rewatch the whole season again. Like,
been watching Fallout, man. Fallout's been fucking great.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna rewatch Fallout again after it's over, because it's on episode 4 now of season 2.
Yeah.
And then they're putting one up. I think they go up on Wednesdays, right? It's Wednesdays. Yeah, because we watch them like after the Wednesday night show.
Yeah.
Last night we discovered that HBO Max had just put up season 9 and 10 of Hometown.
Yeah.
That HGTV show about Laurel, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's where my family's from.
We just love that show. It's just very comforting.
It's where my dad's family.
So we watched like hours and hours
Mississippi.
of it.
It's funny, like episode 3, season 1. I go, man, it's Peggy Key's house. It's my fucking.
Yeah, he recognizes a lot of houses.
And they said it's the
key.
It's the Key house. Yeah, Peggy,
he's like,
this is Peggy Key's house.
He's like, yeah, I know her.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my friend David, my cousin. He's my friend, but we called him my cousin. When your dad's friends who he grew up with, his children are all your cousins.
Yeah,
that's just how it is in the Deep South.
Related.
So, because we're all all hanging out together, your dads are friends. And
we were laughing last night at all the women saying, "Oh my lord,"
yeah,
or, "Oh my word,"
yeah, "Oh my word,"
"Oh my word,"
"Oh my word." Because they can't say,
like,
"Oh my lord."
I was like, "Oh my god,"
that's
so
taking
Southern.
the Lord's name in vain.
Oh my word!
Oh my word! I did it perfect last night.
That cracked me.
Oh my word! Oh my word! That's how a woman does.
Because the very proper Southerners, even like they didn't want to.
Different classes of Southerners.
They didn't want to say anything like.
And the female accent is a little bit different than the male accent. And oh my word!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were cracking up.
The female Mississippi
like a couple
Southern
of them
accent is higher pitched and more of drawl, and there's little cutesy fires in it that they do, you know.
And also we were laughing at them calling like their grandparents like Mamo.
Mamo, Papa.
I said, well, now I called my great grandma Meemaw.
Yeah, Mamo, Papa.
Papa. Yeah, that's a big thing. A lot of people, But like I said, my great grandma was Meemaw. But
yeah, my grandma was just Mama.
Yeah.
Mama. Yeah, little Mama.
Little Mama.
Yeah, she was little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd have been funnier.
She's like 4'11".
If she was like really
little
big.
Mama. No.
If she was really big, that would have been
4'11" and probably weighed about 80 pounds.
You know how you call big fat guys tiny?
Yeah.
That would have been really funny.
Yeah. No, that side of the family is all little. My grandfather was only like 5'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like 4'11".
Oh.
Little bitty. Yeah.
No,
my dad was bigger than both of them. He was like 5'5".
Oh my god, he's a
and
giant.
I'm like 5'6".
Yeah.
It's all me and my dad, my granddad all look alike. I got pictures to prove it.
Yeah,
you look like brothers.
Yeah, you guys all look alike.
They all look
the same age. Oh, Counterlook said, Jenny, guess what I bought on Blu-ray through eBay? Murder in a Blue World. Yeah, that's the movie. We just reviewed that not too long ago. The Spanish Clockwork Orange ripoff? Kind of. We reviewed it a little while ago. Yeah. It's sort of a Clockwork Orange ripoff. It's supposed to take place in the same universe, I think, technically. All right, so I guess it's getting kind of late. It's past 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we gotta go to the club tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna go out and dance tomorrow. Hopefully that bitch isn't there. She probably won't be. I mean, you'd think she would.
She's only been once. She'll be back. Ugh. She'll be back eventually.
Not looking forward to it, but
it'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
She's not gonna bother us.
We'll see what happens.
She's not gonna bother you.
I might have to punch her again.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I better not. Anyway. All right, so we are going to wrap it up for this evening. Hopefully you guys had a good time hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, Friday night's my favorite show. So, yeah, we'll be back again on Monday night for the movie review. I have no idea what the movie's going to be. We'll find out on Sunday night when we look for something to watch. So, yeah, hopefully you guys can join us for that. Have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening. And we'll see you guys again on Monday night.